Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it.
Look, mile like 3-6 pulled up, ski trip, cold winter. All my eating good, I remember when we had no dinner. West side, east side, no side, both sides with me. Check, come and check, leaving flex season 12, come and get me. Gil, the run around, high speed, chasing all the big bags. Bending corners, bending rules, bending necks, Gil, the whiplash. Slide through, hot knife, warm butter storm, gutter drain lane. Young man, old habit, still at it, tryna let my chain hang. True story, new story, 2-story, condo, B&B. 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a B&E. B&Me so good, so hood, so not worried about it. 250,000 new views, old news, know you probably heard about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Headline, word around town, flexing. Ballin' on my course, so I ain't worried about nobody out of bounds, stressing. Feeling like Hercules, murder these ain't a problem to me. Tried to tell the maid service don't come unless you bringin' condoms to me.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping.
Listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Teej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Teej Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you have not already. Welcome, welcome. Salute to all our viewers nationwide and international. Appreciate y'all being here. Y'all were off yesterday. Y'all back today. This has been one weird work week. An extremely weird work week. Day off in the middle of the week, just on a Tuesday. They should have just not started work until today and made it a short week. But I'm glad y'all are here. Y'all could be anywhere, and I'm proud that you're here on the Trigger Mike Show on the greatest network on YouTube, which is the Lapeef Network. Make sure you join the channel if you have not already. Salute again to our viewers nationwide and international, up north, down south, southwest, northwest, midwest, south, all the way west. What's going on? To my people, let me know where y'all listening from. All right. This is getting you through your workday. And if some of you took off, you're smart. So if you're just watching, shoot, let us know. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Go ahead and like this video if you have not. All right, go ahead and like this video. Like this video if you have not, and share this out. I always hit that share link. Don't leave the stream. I hit that share link and share this out every single day to my Facebook. The Lapeef Network is on its way to 100,000 subs, and you can be a part of that, and we want you to do that. So not only like, not only subscribe if you have not already, hit the share button and share this out to your social media, your Instagram story, your Facebook timeline, Twitter, wherever you have people that may want to partake in these topics. Please make sure you share this out to them. All right, so they can partake in everything that you watch every day, and they can participate in the chat. Y'all, the chat is lit. The chat is lit. To everybody I just invited on Facebook that maybe never caught my show before, the chat is lit. Do not watch. If you want your mind provoked, if you want people to provoke your insecurities and your intellect, go to the chat. Seriously, go to the chat. They cut up in there. All right, get your nickname ready, get whatever name you want to be known by ready, but get in that chat. All right. I just realized I left my wedding ring somewhere. I hope it didn't go down the sink again when I just washed my hands. But anyway. Yes, man. Yes. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley, 30% off along with a free gift. The link is down in the description. Okay. If you have not, go and get you a Teej pack. All right. Uncomplicated skincare for men. That Teej Hanley pack is something that you will need to start taking better care of your skin. Good skin hydration and all of that. For those of you that might be bothering with skin trouble and you want an uncomplicated system to get your daily regimen right, I highly suggest and I recommend that Teej Hanley pack. Once again, that link is down in the description below. 30% off along with a free gift. Make sure you get that today. Good anniversary gift. I know a lot of y'all copped it for Father's Day as I suggested. So that was always good and appreciate that. So who we got in the chat today? April, haven't seen this name before, but welcome. You are welcome. How you doing? Daryl Brown, what's up? Badass thing, what's up? Wait a minute, how you doing? Welcome. Daniel Berry, how you doing, Chief? The Black Baron, what's up? Jay Everything. My man EBD, what's going on? Abdul, how you doing? Philly in the building. Indeed. Cali is out here. All right. We got a few Californians. Did y'all hear that it was the hottest day on record yesterday? And I bring that up because I went to Palm Springs last year for a wedding in California. That may, other than going to Vegas, that was the hottest. That desert heat is something else. And let me say it's the hottest that I felt in America. Y'all know I've been to Africa. It's not hotter than that side of the world. But it's hot. That desert heat is something else. We got humidity here in the Houston area, but that desert heat, I don't know which one is worse, to be honest with you. They were both terrible. Twizzy, what's going on? How you doing? B Love, what's going on? My man Stefan Alexander. You know, that's my frat brother's name, but he only has one F. It's crazy. Donovan Baker, what's up, my man? My man Dub Will, what's going on? RP Tipsy, what's up? What's up? My man said his mixtape dropped. Congratulations. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Today's topic is body count. How high is too high? My man Abdul said he lived in Sunnyside for a year. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. So when I moved here, my first job in Houston was in the medical center, which he knows is not too far from Sunnyside. So naturally, I get to Houston. I'm a black dude, right? I got to look for a barber. I forgot what app I was using. I don't know if Style C was out at the time. I was using some app to see people's pictures so I wouldn't get my hairline pushed back. Boy, I must have went to the hoodest barber. His barbershop was in Sunnyside. And the way the barbershop looked from the outside, I was like, my car is likely not going to be here when I get out the shop. First and only time I ever did that. Damn, that was a hood-ass barbershop. Bricks looked like it was falling off the building. Everything looked abandoned in there. I was like, God, woo. And, people be like, oh, why are you scared? Let me make something very clear. When you're in the hood that you're not from, and my dumb ass just kept driving. I knew where I was at. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But you want to get your hair cut. I had already talked to the dude on the phone. I was like, damn, this is not my hood. I felt a bit uneasy. I ain't know what to expect because y'all already know the people who got the worst are the people who ain't from around there. They don't know what to expect. So I definitely just strolled my happy ass on into the hood, unbeknownst to what I would find there. All right, and y'all know me. I'm a tactical dude. I like to be prepared. I was not prepared for what I saw that day. Absolutely not. Sunnyside, hood as hell. But shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. He said, was it a hair salon restaurant? Is that up to code? Can they actually do that? Nah, it was that one was actually just a barbershop. It was really, really small. Like 4 chairs on one side, 4 chairs on the other type stuff. And if anybody knows, it was like orange painted brick with green, but they had just painted over it. But that brick was so old, like half of it was falling off the building. When it gets really old, it starts shifting sideways. I was like, all right, the building looked like it was about to fall down. But once again, today's topic is body count. How high is too high? I'm going to drop the link because I don't have a monologue today. This is a very pertinent discussion, but I'm going to give you the root. I'm going to give you the root of what we're talking about today. All right, where does this conversation stem from? Because if you can remember a few months ago, we were already talking about this. We had an episode already on discussing, does body count matter? I can remember from that episode, we established that the men think body count matters. We had very few women, if I can recall, if any, that came up. I think Coco might have came up, if I can remember. But we also established that for men, it matters less to women. It has different effects on men. Let me just say that because I don't want to say outright that body count on men don't matter. What I mean in terms of attractiveness to a quality partner for men, no, it doesn't matter. It can have psychological damages on men, a man that has slept with too many women. We have confirmed that. That science has actually confirmed that. Empirical data, statistical data, all suggest that if a man gets with too many 304s, he's going to think all women are 304s. So naturally, I understand that that could be where we say a man's body count is too high because he'll just not respect any woman as wife material once he's had the best women or very well put together women. But for it won't stop him from attracting a quality partner. So April, I see what you're saying here. Let me see. April says, I'm sorry, a man with a high body count means they lack self-control. It's so more sexy when it's low. April, I call cap. If you call cap on April, press 1. Because if this was true, dudes wouldn't be getting curved left and right. April, I'm telling you, it's cap. Right now, you're talking logically. Right now, you are speaking very logically. Okay, but this is not the way it works in the real world. Women want the dude that can get with other women. In fact, you will go after the dude the hardest that is with another woman of your caliber if you're a good-looking woman. Okay, you don't want a dude like him. You want that dude right there. This guy right here. Y'all love what other women love in relation to men. Men also love what other men love, but y'all want to steal that dude. And I will tell you the same way you don't know a woman's body count by number, you won't know a man's. You won't know a man's. There are several different Casanova style dudes out here. Several different types of Casanova style dudes out here that have a lot of access to women. I was pretty popular in college. I was a party promoter. I was a known commodity because my dad and my uncle owned a lot of the entertainment spaces out there, strip clubs, bars, event center type stuff. So everybody knew me from that and what I was doing. And I had access to a lot of different women, but I preferred to know them first. Like I don't know if I'm big on intimacy or whatever. So my body count for a dude who had access to women might be lower than like my roommates. Oh, they went in. They went in. I was calling girls by different names by accident. Oh, hey, what's up, Shelly? Oh, you're not Shelly? My bad. Getting them in trouble. They behind her head looking like, nigga, that was the one from last night. I'm like, don't bring two dark-skinned joints in a row then. We all look alike. Y'all already know. But it does not mean a man lacks self-control. Not necessarily. Anyway, I disagree. If you really knew what was going on with men, especially, like I said, a man like me, you know that I knew I was a serial monogamist. Okay. And I knew I like to get to know women, but eventually it's not the man always being the aggressor, too. I need y'all to stop that rhetoric. These women out here be the aggressor. You be trying to keep the friendship. They the one trying to sleep with you. They trying to test out the goods, man. I like that, Sean. As he said, it depends on the individual. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if I've heard a woman describe it like this, okay? I've heard a woman describe it like this. If she's going to intentionally date, but she's going to allow herself to have sex with every man she dates after a certain period, if a woman doesn't get locked down early and she started dating at 20, but she's 37 years old, the lady got 17 bodies if she dated one dude per year. Intentionally. Okay, so are we going to say she lacks self control? When she dated the guy showed genuine interest, maybe even committed to her, and the relationship didn't work out. But that shit happened to her 17 times. She never slept around when she on like a one night stand type stuff. She wasn't out here having one night stands after the club. She just somehow over 20 years racked up 17 dudes. That can happen. Are we going to say she lacks self control? Y'all won't say that about other women, so I call cap. Hey, I would agree with this. She says one a year. I was just giving an example. I was just giving an example. But I would also agree that's not dating intentionally at all. And I damn sure don't agree that women should be out here giving their most precious gift away. That's why a lot haven't secured the bag, so to speak, which is a wedding ring. But the question for today is body count. How high is too high? This stems from our previous conversation, but also about some conversations I've heard in the YouTube verse as of late. Very recent conversations. So women call men insecure. All the fellas in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm capping here, but if you impose restrictions, if you have standards for promiscuity in a woman, and you flat out say, I don't want a woman with X amount of bodies. Do the women call you insecure? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Because I've heard it, I've seen it. They want no limits. They want free reign to sleep with whoever they want and not be judged for it. So I definitely want women to call in, because what I want to know is what number is enough. This is a conversation for the men. This is also a conversation for the women. What number is enough? That's going to be a question we ask. What number should we allow, rather? Let me say that. What number should we allow women to get to? It has to be a number. You got to give us a number. We got to remain consistent. What number should we just allow all women to do before we start any judgment? Give us a number, ladies. Give us a number. I know y'all watching. I'm going to drop the link again. Those of y'all that want to come up and speak about this. Hey, what's going on? Ashton, what's going on?
Hey
Trying
man,
to
what's
get
going
on
on,
you,
man?
Trigger.
What's happening?
Oh, we chilling. Of course, we're talking about body count, which is always an interesting topic.
Well,
Oh my goodness. I am inspired to 200. Man, a woman that got 200 bodies needs to work on spirituality. She don't need to be with nobody. All right? She don't need to be with nobody. She got enough bodies. All right, but go ahead, opening thoughts, Mr. Payne. You got the floor.
all right, listen, man. I mean, it's an old topic, man. I don't know. It's fun. It's a good topic to talk about, or to just go back and forth with. But there's no solution to it. Um, it depends on what square you stand on. There's some men who stand on the square. If their woman's not a virgin, they won't marry her. So that's one thing. And it's still out there. Some guys will have to go, search hard, far and wide to find one. But everybody else, as soon as your wife or girlfriend or your betrothed or the person you love is not a virgin, then there's no number. No, let me take that back. You can never really believe any number. So you can't really ask, right? You can't ask, because you got to accept the fact that she's going to lie to you. And if you don't accept that, then you're not really red pill at all, because most men want to hear her say none, right? So, and just think about it. It doesn't matter. It does matter. If she has 20 bodies or 100 bodies or 200 like this person has, she can't cleave to you. So it's got to be how you feel about that woman. So what's a good number? I mean, how can I say? Say you had a girl, right? She only had one guy. But, he had her upside down, and he's spitting in her mouth and he's busting it out.
Oh no.
And
Oh
she's drinking
no.
straw and the whole nine. Yeah. So, okay, it's one guy, but he had her hanging from the rafters. He's deep throating her, man. I mean, come on. So where? How do
He
you
did
draw
what, R-Pain? You say he
the
did what?
line? So what I'm trying to say, what you got to get at is the truth of the matter is, for a man looking for a wife, you got to be able to discern what kind of virtue this woman has left. And that's how I look at it. I don't want to. We could talk about it some more. You got to look at the way she moves. How she's around other men. Is she flirtatious? Does she dress? She's like, I'm gonna go outside naked if I want to. The hell with what you say. It depends. How do you feel about this woman, especially if she's pretty?
Mm-hmm.
When if you have a pretty wife, you may never know this, but guys are hitting on her all the time.
Yep.
All the time, right? So you got to be comfortable with the woman you select, because if you picked her for the same reason why those guys are, at least the surface reason why those guys are hitting on her, and if she has 100 eggplants, I don't know how much she's going to be able to resist one of those advances, because it ain't nothing to her no more. Her virtue's gone. You're your husband, and she really only married you based on what you could provide. And I shouldn't say it that way, but most women, no matter how loving they are, how much they kiss you on the lips when you get home, they really marry you based on what you could provide. And then all the feelings and all that other shit might come into play. But they have to make choices just like you do as a man. Women make those choices every day. Am I going to give this asshole some butt and forgo all the shit I got with my husband? Because I know if he finds out, everything we work for is over.
Indeed.
So that's what men have to live with. So what's the number? The number is one. The number is really one. The number is really one, but you got to understand what I'm saying, Austin. The number is really one. Because if you could accept one, you could accept 2 or 3 or 4. And the reason why you can't accept 100, because it goes directly to the woman's character. That kind of stuff. So it's a deeper conversation, but all of us Western men, we're accepting women who got bust down, man. Guys had her upside down. He's stroking her, man. He's whipping her over, man. He's putting the Johnson out and, spreading it all over her body and rubbing it in her breasts and all that.
Wow, Pain.
Come on, man.
Doug Will and Heather, I see y'all in the back. Boy, he said heathen queen. Can y'all cam up real quick so I know it's y'all, Doug Will?
My mic is muted, right?
Man, this dude giving visualization. I'm like, damn. All right, Ashton, opening thoughts, man.
My body count kind of high, so I'm gonna give her the leeway and say 50, 30, 40, in between.
Whoa, my guy. What does that have to do with you?
I mean, shit.
Are you? Or do you feel guilty? Let me ask, because I know what the women are going to say. Do you feel guilty that you made a few? You might have made a few hoes, so you should just
maybe shit.
Okay.
I'll give 30, 40, 50.
If we're being honest,
I mean, to be honest, it's not really the number. It's Andrew Tate said it's like when you take a girl out and it's the little stuff you catch that tell you her body count too high. Like when y'all waiting in line and she like, oh, I didn't have to wait this long the last time. So that you telling me that you've been here before, and I know you didn't pay for it. So somebody else paid for it. And I know you didn't come here by yourself. So like stuff like that, it showed me where your body count stand at. So that's my opinion on it.
all right. Dub Will, opening thoughts. How high is too high?
What's good, y'all?
What up?
My thoughts on this have varied as time goes on. I'm to the standpoint to where like ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
If it's somebody who I'm really into, the only really non-negotiable things when it comes to sex, I will be deal breakers for me if She had kids. She had like STD. She had like any kind of sexual contact with anybody in my circle of friends, or she had any kind of like porno stuff on the internet, or she had a train run on her. Like trains just like gross me out.
Woo!
But just for just her pure body count, if none of those other things apply to her, I'm probably not even going to ask. To be honest with you, because like I said, I don't want to know. And like we were saying, you're not going to get an honest answer anyway. So why am I worried about it? That's just me
All
though.
right.
I don't know.
All right. What's going on, Heathen? Queen?
Hello, all. This is one of those subjects where, wow. Okay, let me first start out by saying we women don't really care about your body count
Y'all don't.
because we know off the bat that you may have some, and we're not concerned about that body count unless it involves a family member or something like that, or somebody we know. We don't concern ourselves about body counts. Period. Two, I always encourage my lady friends to say they only had one. One. Why? Because one is enough to have the man's mind going wild anyway. And what if I tell him the truth and I tell him I have over 100? If I tell him the truth, he gonna look at me in a totally different way, even though I'm a decent human being and I just lived a lot longer and a little wilder than the next person.
Whoa, a little wilder.
Yeah.
100? I don't
Yeah,
know.
they be up there.
I don't know, man. I don't
What do
know.
you mean? How are you gonna know how many I have if I tell you only one?
I have a very. I want you to answer this question, not pertaining to you, but just for women in general. Since
Sure.
you're the only one up here
Sure.
who's probably gonna want to defend such a thing, and I encourage more women to come up, but I do got a question.
Okay.
Does a woman with 5 or less bodies behave the same as a woman with 100 or more?
Does a woman who has 5 or less behave differently from a woman who's had more?
Yes.
Yes, she does behave differently.
Okay.
She is less sure of herself as opposed to somebody like me who's confident about her sexuality. She's less confident about it than I am.
What do you mean by that? Because you had me going until you just said that part.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because you know, if a woman had 5 or less bodies,
Right.
as opposed to 100, right? I'm not saying you had 100. Let's take it away from me.
Right.
I don't look at that as confidence. I look at that as a person who says, you know what? I want to keep some virtue for the guy I really want to be with, as opposed to the chick with 100 that says, listen, I'll just whatever's left of me when the guy I want comes around, that's what he gets.
Okay, well,
You know
why would I be any less of a woman if I had 10 as opposed to 1? Why would I be less of
okay. You won't be less of a woman, but you'll be less of a virtuous woman in a man's eyes.
But you wouldn't know that. But you wouldn't know that.
Well,
you
No,
wouldn't know that.
but Queen, no, hold on. But Queen,
But you wouldn't know that
but Queen,
unless I told you.
I asked you. I didn't make the narrative. I didn't create the narrative. I said,
Yeah,
does a
you got
woman
a
with
truth.
5 or less behave the same as a woman with 100 or more?
And I said a
And
woman
a
who
man
does
who
not
is
have.
a man who is keen to messing around with a lot of women can definitely tell who's who.
But we don't care. But we don't care.
Well, that's another subject.
How is that? How is it that? How am I going to care about something I did 5 years ago? How am I? Why would I concern myself about something I did 5 years ago?
Another good question. Another good question. Then you may not care, but do you believe that it has psychological effects on the woman the higher her body count gets?
It depends on what you mean by yes, it does. It does. But it doesn't have to be a negative.
It's likely going to be a negative.
Okay. You didn't listen to what I said when I walked on the panel. I said someone who has 5 body counts as opposed to me who may have over 100.
Well, let's take it away from you though. Let's take it away from you though, so it doesn't get too personal. But I could tell you what the difference is if you want to hear it. It'll be real quick.
What's the difference? What?
Here's
Somebody with 5 body counts don't argue all day.
No, that's not even that.
Huh?
It's the dynamics of sex, Queen. The dynamics of sex between men and women is completely different, right? A woman is a capacitor. Well, wait a minute. Let me finish. Women absorb the man's energy, and some of it is kept after the act is over. So if you got well, let me finish, and then you can say whatever you got to say. So
that's true.
I could just compare this to the fact that if you have a lot of different Johnsons, that's a lot of transfer of energy from a lot of men to you. Now, if I was an electric capacitor, I could dissipate that energy by plugging in an air conditioner or a TV, and that electricity would dissipate from the capacitor. But with a woman with that much body counts, where does that energy go? It goes into trauma. It goes into a bad lack of respect for men, because now she's looking at men as just another eggplant. And it's a lot of different ways that it manifests itself, and it hurts women when they have too many Johnsons. And it really does. And women kind of inherently know that. So the women who protect their virtue, not to say they have to be sexless, but they said, this is what I have that's precious to men, and I know it. Even though the men can't stop me from having sex, but when I get to the man I love, the less of that energy from other men that's stored into me, I can let go of that and love the man I'm with and cleave and bond to him. I think that's a biological fact. And so that's just me just spitballing because I'm old and I've been around. That's all.
Let me ask a question to the panel.
Can I speak?
Yes. For me, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. First, please don't speak for women, because what you said is bullshit.
Okay.
All of what you said is bullshit.
I don't think so, but that's cool. Go ahead.
I'm a woman of your age, and that's bullshit.
Okay. It's a theory. Let's put it that way.
Then if I have trauma for having so many dicks, then you should have trauma for having as many snatches. But you all say you don't have trauma
because men and women.
No, I think I made an allotment for that in my opening statements. I said we can't outright say it doesn't have. That's actually a question about psychological, what psychological effects. But for women, the effects that it has is completely different, and only primarily in the dating game, it only negatively affects. Meaning your attractiveness and ability to be chosen, it only affects women way more than it does men.
Whoa! You want a woman to speak? Let me speak.
There you go, sister.
All right. I'm saying you're way off with that.
Okay.
Hold on.
The way you all make it seem as though you can have sex without having any feelings.
I didn't say that.
You don't get trauma like a woman.
No, we don't.
So
we don't get trauma like that either.
You're speaking to the truth.
No, Queen. I gotta disagree.
Can I speak?
Go ahead.
You gotta go.
Can I speak?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
You're listening to a woman and you're negating everything I'm telling you.
But you're negating everything we're saying too, though.
We do not have trauma like that unless we have negative experiences sexually.
You don't think we get out of 100?
But Queen, when y'all break up with somebody, Queen, this is my thing. When y'all break up with somebody, y'all say every dude brought trauma and it was negative. I mean, that's trauma, right?
We do not have trauma behind every guy that we have sex with.
You didn't say that.
We do not have trauma behind every human being that we have an experience with, unless it runs across as being traumatic or some negative relationship or some negative sexual experience. I'm telling you, as a person who has slept with more than my share of people, I don't have trauma. That doesn't happen to women like that. You keep saying your body count
Queen,
has,
let me say something while you're saying this. Before you move on, let's take it from you, okay? Let's just try to take it from you and just keep it in general. Sure. I didn't say it had to be. Let me just finish. I didn't say it had to be every Johnson, and every woman's going to be different in their experience. But I'll put money on it that a woman can't get to 100 without at least one of those eggplants being traumatic. So you can't get to those numbers
in a negative way.
That's not negative.
Let me ask a question.
$20 trigger. $20
real quick.
He's only had good experiences.
Heathen, you gotta wait in the back. You've been booted for about wait in the back. Don't leave. You've been booted. We're tired of your stuff.
It's 15 minutes.
Just wait in the back. You're on a 15-minute hold. We're gonna let you back when after you're done. It was a woman, by the way. Don't get mad at the fellas.
Damn, another woman.
All right, the woman heard enough. The women have heard enough. But Dub Will has something he was saying. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I was going to ask her a question, but I'm going to ask the guys a different question since she's in the back. Would you rather have a woman that has a high body count, let's say like, I don't know, 50 or something, but she's honest with you about it up front, rather than a chick that has, let's say, 3 or 4, but she lies and says she only has 1? Which one would you prefer?
I'm 3 or freaking
3 or 4, bro. You tripping, bro?
That's just a question. It's a question.
Do you know why?
It was a question. It was a question.
Dub Will. You know why? Because of the trauma, lie or no lie, the trauma of having those multiple partners is still with the woman that has a high body count.
Because
it does not absolve her of anything by being honest about it.
I got you. I've heard people say both. I've heard dudes say they take the lower. I've heard dudes say they rather have the chick that's up front about it. I've heard both. I'm
you know what?
Yeah, I'm in between because Trigger. You remember when you talk to a virgin? You remember all the dumbass shit they used to talk about? So I'm kind of in between on that one.
Well, this is actually another question. There's another question we got coming up, but let me get Mr. Kevin and King in here. Y'all go ahead.
Hello guys. Hello to you, Trigger. First of all, can you hear me? I'm actually in the airport, so I don't know if the connection good. Okay. All right, good. I was listening to Mr. Faye, man. He had me rolling on his introduction, and you actually gave a really good introduction as it relates to how you explain that. But I want to get away from the trauma talk of it and just look at it from a common sense perspective, meaning that if you're a woman and you have just way too many partners, then it just goes to your point of or lack of discipline, sexual discipline and discernment and discretion, and that you just can't control it for whatever reason. That's not my issue to figure out, or why you're that way, or who caused it, or what the reasons are. It doesn't matter. It just shows you just have no discipline, and because of that, you're a risk. That's really all it is. So we're at the point now where we can't expect anybody to have a 0 count, which is unfortunate, but there's got to be something within reason. So if you ask what the number was, I'll put it at 2 or 3. All right. And I understand it can be different for whatever man. The men could set it as to whatever it is they want it to be. But 2, probably 3 is good. And the reason I say that is this. And I'll tell this quick story, then I'll go ahead and pass it on to somebody else. I'm calling it the Simone Biles model. So Simone Biles, we know who she is. Olympic athlete, highly decorated, got all those gold medals and everything else. She met a nice guy she actually DM'd him, as I understand it. Jonathan Owens, he's an NFL football player. So Simone, I don't know what his dating past is, but she reached out to him. And at that point, she had dated only like 1, possibly 2 guys at that point. So basically, if she has any kind of count, if she had sex at all, it's up to 3. All right. He married her. He's happy with her. They're in a great and amazing couple. So far everything's going well for them. And she's only been with like 2 or 3 guys tops. And that seems to be the reasonable standard that most modern men at this point are aligned with. So, and she's 25 years old, and she's happily married. And if you are married in your early 20s, early to mid 20s, and you meet a guy within that time frame, then that seems reasonable at this point. But if you're going to be 35, 40 years old talking about, okay, now I need you to treat me like I'm brand new, then that's probably not going to happen. And that's what dudes are going to start looking at you funny, probably asking questions and have doubts about you. And they're not going to ask you what your number is. They're just going to, just disregard you. And that's the problem that women are running into. And that's why they don't like this conversation. Or I suspect that's why they don't like this conversation. But I'll go ahead and stop right there.
All right. King.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Trigger, let me ask you something. Do you believe that when a woman has too many partners, it destroys her ability to pair bond?
It absolutely does. Chemically, it does. It's not even me saying it.
Boom.
Chemically, biologically, it is her. What do you call it? Her oxytocin receptors are fried.
She's basically done at that point, right? So, with that being science, with that being fact, with that being biological fact, this conversation is really, in some ways, not even.
It's education.
Yeah. This conversation, in some ways, is really not even worth having, because we know that when a woman gives her body to too many people, right, and then she hits that wall and she says, I'm ready to marry, I am ready to settle down. And we all know, statistically speaking, women get married at about 28, 29, right? And if she has been ran through by too many different partners, that is why the other statistics support this fact as well, that women are now starting to cheat just as much as we are.
Yep.
So if you want to latch on to these 2023 model women, knowing that this is how they getting down now, the cat's out of the bag, y'all. It ain't no putting this back in. It's a wrap. These women are outside, bruh. These women are doing them. So it's not opinion. This is biological fact now. This is statistics. This is data. We have reached that point with this particular conversation. That being outside and having all of these dudes run up in you willy-nilly, if you are a man that choose to take that off the market, do not be surprised when that clown comes back to collect. That's it.
Hey, can I add one thing, Mike? Let me add one thing to what King said. The reason why this panel is beneficial, and it sounds like we keep going through this, is because if the woman who's discerning, who's listening into the audience in the chat, you got men telling you what they prefer. We're giving you the cheat code. We're telling you exactly where we're coming from. And if I'm a woman who starting out, or I'm looking for a husband, I'm looking for a serious relationship, you could think we're all full of shit if you want to. But the truth of the matter is we all go through our own tolerance level with a woman in terms of what other kind of experiences she had. From us on the panel with regular dudes to a guy like Andrew Tate, who said it from most men want their women to have some virtue left, precisely so he can bond and she can bond with him. So when they get married, he can actually act like a groom. And there's got to be something left that's groomable. If there's nothing left that's groomable, then what the hell are we going to get married for? We might as well just shack up. So that's just me.
Well, they don't like that word groom anymore.
But that's what they call the guy going down the aisle.
Yeah, you gotta clarify what you mean by groom nowadays.
Yeah, we're groom. That's what they call them.
Between us, I would know what you're talking about. But they about
that's what I mean. From that standpoint, a marriage standpoint, a man when he marries a woman, they call him a groom for a reason. They didn't just make up the word.
I got it, but in a modern context, it has a different meaning. So you got to.
But if you marry a modern woman, then you get the modern outcomes.
But hold on, wait. Time on. That really, now that word it really should start to be somewhat triggering to us men. And here's why. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's why. When you think about it, right? Me, I'm married. Trigger's married, and there's other married men up here on this panel.
I'm married too. Yeah,
Right.
I'm married.
Right. So all of us needed to some way, somehow, learn our wives, right?
Yeah.
In a way,
yeah.
she kind of groomed us on how to love her, on how to hit it. You know what I mean? On the things that she liked, the things that she didn't like. It was sort of kind of a grooming process. So women, in a way, groom us. I know my wife, she don't like it when I pull, you know what I mean, that brand new hairstyle that she just got done. She don't like it when I'm, smacking too hard from the back. She don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
That's training, bro.
I
think that's training, bro, because
how you do
that's
it?
training and grooming.
No,
okay,
no, they're not. Well, contextually,
that's not how I meant it.
When you say grooming for leadership,
right.
I use it in that context, right? I mean, I guess you're not wrong contextually.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, because it's like
the context is usually used in is like grooming for leadership and all that type of stuff. But people like to talk about it in
because like the reason why I said that, Trigger, is because when we say grooming, I mean, I guess everybody has their own personal definition of that word, and especially within the context of their particular relationship, you know what I mean, how they view that word grooming, and how they push that off on their significant other. But what I'm saying is that for us, for a lot of people, grooming to a lot of people means, I'm going to teach you how to, treat me, what I like and what I don't like, what I would tolerate and what I won't tolerate. I mean, is that the same thing as training? I mean, I don't know.
That's the thing with us as men. Like we don't get caught up on the word grooming. Grooming is just another word for mold.
Let me finish this, because King, I hear what you're saying. However, I kind of disagree with the fact that it doesn't mean that your wife doesn't have an impact on how you want to treat her. When I say groom, right, she's got to be the kind of wife that is a helpmate to you. That's where it's supposed to be, right? So if your wife is treating you, so that's all I mean it by. If a woman gets triggered by the word groom, then that's her problem. That's her problem, because I didn't say to my wife, let me groom you, but I could damn sure knew that she had to be the kind of woman that I could survive with, and in return, part of that is active listening to what she needs as well. But I'm still a groom. I stand in one square, my leadership square, and she doesn't.
All right, we're gonna take a commercial break to read this super chat. Be Love, thank you for this $5 super chat. Says, if you have to ask a woman her body count, maybe you should be looking maybe elsewhere. No man has ever asked me that, but I carry myself with respect, and they know. We do know. Now, let me not cap and be like, oh, we know off the bat, I can smell it on you. I smell other men. Let me smell you. No, it's not that. Literally, I'm telling you, and I think, where's she at? She's in the back. She comes back in 2 minutes. So I don't even, I see you back there, JT. I don't even want to get too deep into it. But what I think Queen was talking about, there is an arrogance to promiscuous women. There's a sexual arrogance to them. I'm telling you, they don't like to be shamed for having so many sex partners. That's why it's called liberation. You saw a woman call it, what did you call it?
Sexual empowerment?
No, not empowerment. Queen called it something, but it meant the same thing as liberation.
Confidence.
Confidence. It's not confidence. It's not you heard her call it confidence. So
if it was confidence, they wouldn't mind.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly. Many women, because they don't want to be shamed, they'll try to alter reality into what's actually going on and make it seem like it's some kind of empowerment when it's actually the man winning. At the end of the day, if you didn't get commitment, if you didn't get a ring, or something that is actually substantial to women, he won. You didn't win. You didn't win. You got used. He stretched your box out, pulled your hair, had you sexually submit to him. Do you see? Listen, when I was in my 20s, the way I had women twisted up, and you weren't like, you let me do this to you. Some dudes literally like, God damn, you let me do this to you. I just met you so
yeah. So Trigger, it's not women getting used. Remember, they're volunteering for this, so they're not being used. They're making decisions.
Oh no. I'm talking about Mr. Payne talks about this energy transfer. Really, and that's really when I mean used, it's almost as if in fact, Mr. Kevin, I'm actually give you a challenge right now. Most women complain about not achieving an orgasm, but men achieve an orgasm 99% of the time. They are being used.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I was gonna say they are being used because they actually, like, let me not say it like this. Women do like sex, because I've actually made the mistake. So I'm gonna correct myself. I've made the mistake of saying that. But I think too many women use sex to replace what they really crave, which is intimacy, which is why they can't achieve that orgasm. And the more partners you have, the harder it becomes to be intimate, which is pair bonding with men. Therefore, we are using them. We're taking their energy. We're taking their life force. We're taking their ability to be intimate, which leads to them being their inability to pair bond with the man that wants to commit to them.
So I like the way I like that.
Yeah, older women always like to use it, say, like, you know what, the older we get, the higher drive is. Now it's actually it's harder to get you to where you need to go. It doesn't necessarily mean that your drive is harder. Maybe some of them because of more testosterone the older they get, but it's easy. It's harder to get them to achieve. So they think that because they're doing more work, it's more drive. No, it's just you're just harder to please. It's not. It doesn't mean that you're more wetter or more freakier. It's you're just harder to please. You know what I'm saying? You've had years of toys, years of different what's the name.
It's hard to get a 93 Maxima to start these days.
Exactly.
So now check this out. Now let me ask this question though. So, but if she's up to like 40, then what do you care what she gets out of it or not? And see, and that's part of the problem, and that might be part of their frustration. Well, if she's at 40 plus, then what do you care whether she gets anything out of it? Right?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's if you're a husband.
Yeah, but point, a woman. If you're at 40 plus, you ain't got no husband.
Oh damn! I was gonna say, I think most men don't care. You're right.
Yeah. So if she's at 40 plus, if she's at 40 plus, she ain't got no husband. There's no intimacy, there's no connection, there's no trying to. Like, what do you care if she's at 40 plus and you're just getting what you're getting and moving out? You're just number 41. So what? And that might be the downfall of all of this confidence and liberation and everything else. So women can't have this on one side and then complain about the results on the other.
I think it's self-preservation at this point, because if you notice, like the word, like we were just talking about the word grooming, right? And who does it trigger the most? It triggers like older women. It triggers older women. You know what I'm saying?
It triggered King a little bit.
I know, but the whole grooming thing, it's just like you think about it. A lot of the older women are trying to keep their value up. So what they purposely do is try to corrupt the younger chicks. That way they kind of stand out a little bit more. So they try to make you look bad in front of like young, like if you go on any podcast, right? And then you just say you have a group of women, you'd be like, well, you know what? This guy's 40 years old, but he desires a girl that's 23 to 25. What immediately all those women are gonna say, or how they gonna react?
He's a child lover. He's a perv.
But the other way around, if the other way around, right? And it was the cougar woman, 35, and trying to mess with a 20-year-old dude. What would they say?
You go, girl.
Oh, you go, girl.
You go,
got
girl.
a queen.
It is that elementary.
Her girl living her best life.
Right. Is that? I mean, it's so surface level. I don't even know why the hell we even have the argument about it. It's literally self-preservation. They want to keep, I guess, their market value high, but the problem is just there's too much media. There's too much information out there. You can't trick, like you can't gaslight a man into shame anymore. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. We see too much of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like every dude has been with that 40-year-old single mom, you know what I'm saying? And it went disastrous. So a lot of times they be like, well, you haven't had the experience. Yeah, we have. Shit, all through college we've been dating these older chicks with kids, and it's always been disastrous. So you can't shame us and you can't tell us, because most of dudes have this experience already. Like name one dude on this panel that has an experience with an older or a baby mama before, and it went completely left.
It does go left.
Are you
I
talking
know.
about
I'm just
younger?
saying who's been successful. Who's been
It
successful with an
always
older
goes
chick
left,
before?
man.
Well, my wife is a little older than me. I mean,
But
she
did
got
she
me
have a
about
kid
4
coming
years.
in? Did she have a
Oh,
kid
hell
coming in?
no, hell no.
It
Yeah, I'm talking.
typically tends to not work unless both of them have kids.
I never did it because I learned from other people's mistakes, so I just passed on that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is there's too much information out there to get fooled. There's just too much. They're just like, you just talk to your group of friends. Everybody has been through this shit. It's not like back in 1950s where you had a whole bunch of step dummies, like crash test dummies doing it. But everybody has done it. Everybody has an uncle, a dad, a brother that's went through this shit, and most of the time they're gonna tell you, you know what, you don't want to sign up for it. But the women still think they can trick a lot of dudes into doing it. It's not gonna happen. It's just not happening. It's
Oh yeah,
not.
oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what? Let me jump off of what you just said, my guy. Y'all follow me real quick and stop me if y'all think that I'm saying something wrong, okay? Um the reason why, a woman's sexual promiscuity is such a major problem, especially when she gets older, right? Is because what typically happens to that woman once she gets older, right? That's when she's ready to chill out, right? That's when she's ready to settle down, right? Right? Everybody, right? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
more
saying.
or less.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
yeah,
got
we're
Yeah,
tracking.
we following you.
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So, do we all agree that from about 18 to about 30, right? They spend those years pretty much, you know what I mean, being sexually liberated, right? They're smashing the dudes that they know they shouldn't be dealing with, right? They own the girls trips and out to the club till 4 a.m. and having one night stands and all of that other type of stuff, right? Right? When they about that window, right? 18 to about 30, right? So when
Okay.
once they get past that window, and this is where I say you are a complete bozo if you sign up for this, right? That is when they looking for their retirement plan, right? Okay, you didn't just spent the better part of about 12 years, right? Smashing all these different dudes who didn't give a damn about you, right? You probably let them put a couple kids up in you, and now you looking for the retirement plan, right?
Wait a minute,
So
hold on,
you
hold on, hold
want
on, King. Hold on, King. Let me stop it right here. Some of them dudes actually
okay,
did care about them. They just fucked it
yeah,
up. The women did. They nagged the shit out of them. So I ain't gonna say every dude didn't care about them. Some of them did. They ran that shit through the mud. So, but you right.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that part in there.
okay,
Like, I ain't gonna
okay,
sit here and
okay,
say every
okay,
dude
that's
a
fine.
bad guy.
Okay, yep, and that's fair. I'll take that. So what I'm saying is that you now want this new dude, right, to pay the price that many other dudes did not have to pay. You see what I'm saying? To get the same damn thing, right? So the dude, Pookie, he didn't have to take you out to a 5-star restaurant. He ain't have to introduce you to his mama. He didn't have to, you know what I mean, be faithful to you. He ain't have to love you. He didn't have to give a damn about you. But once you get past that threshold, You want the retirement plan to now do all of them things that you did not require to do, who didn't really care about you, or maybe she messed it up. I don't know, but you want him to now come in and pay the taxes.
Yep.
To me, that
Because she
just
wants to
doesn't.
present as a higher
That
level
just
woman.
doesn't.
That's a facade. She's trying to present herself as a woman of higher stature by doing that,
Yeah,
by requesting that from guys.
right. But do y'all hear how incredibly idiotic that sounds if you are a man and you take that? She didn't make that dude. She didn't make countless other dudes do any of that. She ain't make them dudes get to know her. You know what I mean? Her self-worth. She ain't make them dudes take her on a damn trip. She ain't make them dudes pay a bill. But now that's what she's going to require of you? Like y'all like y'all don't
Yeah,
the math ain't mathing with that.
it's
To me.
not logical
That's to
for
me.
men. It's not logical for men, but it's logic. But you got to understand, like, women are completely different. It's if she's working next to Daryl, her age, and Daryl's able to take trips, and he has money, and he has all these young chicks or all like a bunch of women. A lot of times, the women be thinking, you know what, I can do the same thing when they. I mean, obviously they can't, but for some reason, society has told them that that like that high value dude who makes six figures and stuff like that gets a whole bunch of females, they can do the same thing and get the same result, which we know it can't be. But and they just they that's why they get degreed up. They be thinking, you know what, if I get a degree, it's gonna put me on the same level as Trigger Mike, you know what I'm saying, because he has a degree and whatever, and it doesn't work like that. And there's nothing I think at this point in society can tell them that what they're like, they've been bamboozled. They've been, was it what Malcolm X said, you've been bamboozled. It's not gonna work. And
Well,
there's no.
so that's on them because here's the thing. Look, and I don't want to put that on society. That's just I look at it like, look, if that's what you want to believe, then that's what you want to believe. Somehow you got there. I don't care how you got there. I don't care how you came to that conclusion. But the bottom line is that's what you believe in, and somehow you're the exception to the rule and not the rule. And you're gonna have to deal with the consequences of that. And that needs to be the bottom line statement on that. And then I'll say this other thing real quick here is that, look, it's actually the math is mathing out, and what it's mathing out to be is that you have a lot less marriages, you have a lot less families being formed, you have a lot less
Okay.
communities being built. So that's
Okay.
the bad math that's coming out of all of this.
Okay.
That's facts.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let me get
Yeah.
this super chat read, and then we're gonna get over to our people who haven't talked yet. All right, Big Ant, $10 says, "Come on, Trigger Mike. I'm not trying to hear Payne talk about sex. I can't, bro. I can't." I appreciate that $10 super chat. If you are just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. Please come through when you see the link drop to talk with us about this topic. Today's topic is body count. How high is too high? We have had an amazing discussion so far, so let's stay tuned. JT, did you get a chance to share your thoughts on it?
No, I didn't. So
ahead,
we
bro.
doing opening thoughts on why
On just
is
the
so
topic in
high?
general, yeah, before I get the first question popping. Or do you want the first question?
Oh, I'll get opening thoughts and
Bet.
so I don't think too many dudes ask women about their body count. I know I don't personally, as is I choose the type of women that I feel like personally isn't that type of women, more reserved girls, more studious women, more knowledgeable women. Now that's not saying that they don't have high body counts, but that's gonna bring your risk down a lot. And this female body empowerment and sexual liberation, I say to people all the time, is the best thing that ever happened to Pookies and Ray Rays, because I think
Yes,
this was
sir.
something this was something that women started doing out of retaliation of the Pookies and Ray Rays doing them like that. But they don't know that by them doing that, that benefited the Pookies and Ray Rays even more. Because now you telling me that I don't even have to fake like I want you for a relationship, or I don't even have to fake like I like you that much. You could just give me the sex because you feel like that empowers you. You could just give me everything I want with none of the problems because that's the new trend now. That's what society is telling you guys to do. And then after they get all the hurt and damage from those guys, then they want to, like Buddy was saying earlier, I forgot who was talking about it. They want to wait till they're older, then they want to go to the guy who's got some sense and actually trying to do something with a woman, trying to have a family and kids, and then they want to throw all of that baggage on him or blame him for the mistakes that her and the guys made before him. And now he's expected to unpack all of this that she decided to choose to put herself through, and it's just illogical altogether. Like I don't think they realize how much this benefits the same people that they're trying to hurt or retaliate from. So that's my point.
Yep.
Hey, let only facts go ahead because he just got up here. Go ahead, only facts.
Hey, gentlemen, how's everybody doing today?
All right.
Good. So, I've been listening to most of it. I lost some of the recent conversation, but what I will say is, the young brother that just spoke, he was spot on. It benefits the only people it benefits for women to seek sexual liberation is the Pookies and the Ray Rays, right? And
well,
so,
not only all men, really, all men, even the
Yeah,
high end.
all men. Yeah.
well, I'm saying it only benefits the men that are not looking for serious relationships, though.
I
It
got
doesn't it doesn't benefit men that are looking for serious relationships. So, and it definitely doesn't benefit the woman because just like the brother King pointed out, and that was an extremely awesome point, that the more sex that they have, it 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 hinders the oxytocin receptors from working correctly, and they don't have that bonding response that our that people need in long-term relationships to really be connected. You know what I mean? And even when the sister was talking earlier about how women look at having multiple sex partners, what they don't consider is that they will ultimately, when they have those long lists, they'll ultimately compare, if they ever find somebody to commit to them, they'll ultimately compare the person that they're with to all of the men that they've been with in the past, right? And so these men who are, the guy that she ends up with will probably not be the guy who gave it to her the best. He probably won't be the biggest, and he probably won't be the last. So she'll be comparing, and comparison is the enemy of happiness. She'll never find joy. Kevin Samuels pointed out years ago about the Institute of Family Studies report that said once a woman has 3 bodies, she is almost invariably never going to be happy in a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Never. That's if she gets somebody to marry her. And I'll land right there, but I definitely am loving the conversation, gentlemen. I'm loving the conversation.
Yeah.
Even you up?
Yeah, but I'll give it to Fighter Complex. I'll keep it short.
Go ahead, Fighter. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be quick. I'm very concise and precise. Guys, a big issue that we have is that we conflate a person's character or their lifestyle or their career with their sexual lifestyle. Those are completely different things. It's completely different things. I'm telling you. I know he's waving it off, but I'm telling you the honest truth. Your social status, your background, where you come from, your race, your location, has nothing to do with how you partake in dating. Those are separate things, okay? We can't generalize. Now, I'm gonna speak on the topic, right? The topic is body count. Body count is kind of important to me, right? A lot of people, listen. A lot of people say, hold on. A lot of guys will say, "Oh, that's weird. Like, why do you care? Why do you care?" Well, guess who cares? Women care about their body count because they lie about their body count. That's how you know. The first thing a woman is gonna tell you. right?
Okay, that's facts.
If a woman thinks you just want to fuck, what's she gonna say? I'm not no hoe. I don't just be giving it to anybody. I don't just be sleeping around, because they even see value in not giving their body to every man they see. So listen, and let me give you this: just because a man goes around sleeping around with a lot of women, it doesn't mean that we still don't want our main chick, someone that we want to have a future with, won't be a respectable woman, because we live in a world of double standards. We contradict ourselves all the time. We want the betterment for ourselves and our people, and we say fuck everybody else. Because as people, we're very selfish. And now the brother on the left, he's disagreeing, shaking his head. But to me, my body count matters. Listen, I know you're not gonna believe it, but I ask women sometimes. It's not because I'm gonna get an honest answer, just because I want to hear what they're gonna say to me. I want to hear how many people you've been with. I asked the question, and I think that's an important question to ask if you're gonna be having sex with somebody. That's very important.
Fighter.
That's where I disagree.
Hold on. But let me ask you a question. I heard what you just said, so everybody wasn't shaking their head. So you got a position or a point. How do you jive what you started out with, then saying in the same breath that body count matters? Because if it doesn't have to go to character and those kind of things, then it does matter. And then here's the other thing that you said that's not true, and I know a lot of people want to argue. The sexual dynamics between men and women are not the same. It's not the same. And everybody who tries to make us equal in that whole encounter, they're missing the point, right? There's a reason why men can, put their pants up and leave and forget about the woman. And a woman, listen, there's an energy transfer, and I don't give a shit what nobody says. My girl heathen, we could argue some more. But the fact is that there's an energy transfer from the man to the woman. And that energy gets stored, man. It gets stored in the chick.
You think every woman is able to not separate it? You don't think any women are able to separate?
No. Listen, in order for these conversations to work, you got to stay in the general thing. There's exceptions, and let me tell you, here's what a man should be afraid of: when a woman could just go ahead and have sex with any man and put her pants on and don't care about it, then the whole society's over.
All right, hold on.
When a woman could actually do what a man does, and have sleep with anybody, put her pants on, and don't give a shit about anything, no feeling, then we should all be afraid.
Yep. I agree with Payne on that one.
All Payne, I want to give a rebuttal real quick, guys. 30 seconds. All Payne, then you should be very afraid.
But fighter complex. That's when they body count high though. That's when they stop caring. Yep. It's not like they just. It's not like they just a virgin and stop caring. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like that. Yeah, they don't jump out the porch just not caring. Like they up there and count. But I get what you're saying.
Okay, so I'll hang on because this is still open talks. As the resident guy who's a part of the sex community and all that, I'll speak to it. So in my 20s, I was able to smash left and right more than the Hulk. There are women. There is a few sexual partners that I've had experiences with for over 20 years now. The difference is when a woman has sex a lot of times, right, when her body count is actually high, it changes how she thinks and moves in the universe, in the world, how she wakes up in the morning and what she thinks about men and what she wants from men. It changes the sexual requirements that she has in order to actually get off or have an orgasm, things like that. She's not worried about being made love to. She's not worried about romance. She's not worried about a sexual connection. She's worried about just getting D and getting pipe. And it's crude, but when the body count is high enough over so many years, we're talking 2 decades. I witnessed this myself. I'm in the community of free love and open sex. I mean, I've just been in there for like about 21 years now. So I've changed, right? You know, I've had a higher body count. I've changed the way I move. You know, I don't think about sex yesterday as I do today, right? And Mr. Payne is right when he says that there is an energy exchange for every sexual encounter that you have. It usually goes from male to female, never from women to men, right? Even if you were to say that a woman is good in bed, and then the man kind of falls in love with the idea of that woman, what do we call him? We call him whipped, right? So there's that. But when we're talking about a higher body count on men versus women, I can only tell you, that for women, it is far more easier to have sexual access to multiple men than it is a man to have access to multiple women. Number one. Number two, women usually have sex underage. Now, I mean, it's a sad reality, but if you ask when did you lose your virginity, the answer is usually under 18. So, I mean, even from young, they have these experiences, and it carries over to the next decade, to out of high school, to college, to whichever. So finding sexual satisfaction and finding someone able to satisfy all your sexual requirements becomes that more difficult because you've been through so many experiences that there's always something better, and you don't want the same old, same old. That's just not how women move in the modern era, right? Back in the 1950s, that wasn't true. You married one man, your high school sweetheart. He can put it down. If he couldn't, then it was your job as a woman to train him or to have him take a class, what have you. In the modern era, Tinder, all these dating apps, these social media apps is about when can we hook up and smash so I know if I like you or want to go to dinner with you or even want to have the next step with you or continue talking to you. Like sometimes the sexual requirement is so way and out there. You're like, wait a minute, you need 2-3 guys for what? So, you know, we live in a completely different time other than yesteryear when one man can pretty much take care of all your bells and ring all your bells and make you a satisfied, kept housewife. Now you have unsatisfied housewives, desperate housewives, where the men are at work all day and they're doing the pool man, they're doing the mailman, right? They're doing different men in order to get their sexual requirements met. And it's really difficult because in these long-term marriages that have been going on 15, 20 years, they open the door to say, okay, we're going to let you play with other men because with just me, I don't want you cheating on me behind my back. I'd rather know about it. I'd rather do it in front of my face. That way, when they hop in this relationship, this poly thing together, they hop out of it together. So it's completely different as far as dating, as far as relationships, as far as friendships, and as far as marriages. Sex is a big component of any type of relationship, whether you are getting some or not getting some. But for women, it has always been easier for them to obtain this thing and use it as currency and leverage in a relationship than men.
Hey, so I don't know what the next question is, but EBD only said one thing there. And I told my wife, been married, will be 36 years. I said, if somebody else bang those cheeks, you take that shit to your grave and don't ever. But I don't give a shit. I don't want no deathbed confession. You get
damn right.
Hey, don't unburden yourself to me. You take it with you.
Listen. But no, stop, yo. That's a real.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but I will say this. So check this out. Look, as it relates to women and all these excess sexual partners, I think the gentleman in the red shirt said something about, being compared to other men, and then women, kind of hitting you with that, like, oh, well, I don't want you, or you're afraid that you might not measure up to other men. So I want you guys to understand that is a classic shaming tactic. It's one of those things that women say to kind of, somehow, well, you need to prove to me that you can get past this by, knowing that I've had 40 plus dudes and, you're not insecure by it. Nope. That's not the right answer. The bottom line is that shows a lack of discipline.
Mental, though. I was most talking about mental.
Still, whatever. The bottom line is that shows a lack of discipline on the woman's part. And what she's trying to do is get you to take a risk on her, whereas everybody else didn't have to. And I'll say this, and because when I talk to young men about this, I explain to them about stuff like that, those shaming tactics, and what's a high risk, what's a low risk, what type of woman is a good risk. And I got to say this: women are really limiting themselves and they're, kind of depriving themselves of their own possible long-term happiness. So if you want to play that game of, I'm going to be sexually liberated all throughout my 20s and early 30s and go into my mid 30s and 40s trying to snag a husband, I'm telling you, that's a high risk that you're taking. And we're going against that. Matter of fact, I have a son. I'm teaching him, hey, look, there's women who are high risk that you need to leave them alone. However they got to that point, that's not your issue. That's not your problem. You need to be looking at a woman who's going to be a great wife and an outstanding mother to your future children, and who is a good, safe risk as far as, what it is you're planning for your future. And I tell all young men that. So I don't really care how women got here, what their excuses are and what their issues are and all this other stuff and what they're trying to do. That doesn't matter because we're not trying to correct it. What men do is we adjust to how women are behaving. And if you're behaving in a way that's high risk, that's not going to make you a good wife and mother, then you're already out of the game. And I'll leave it at that. Hey, I got to go, but thanks for letting me up there, guys. Appreciate it.
Later, Kevin. Thanks for coming.
Okay, I might come back because I got to go and do something, but I'll come back. You got a question for me real quick?
Yeah, real quick. My point is, just because a woman got around, it doesn't mean she can't be a great mother and a great wife.
Yeah, but that's not my issue.
What? No,
but that's not. No. There's actually less of a chance she's going to be a great mother and wife.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's not my risk to take.
A lot of men aren't trying to figure that out. A lot of men don't. Yeah, because
listen, fighter. So what was I just saying? In fact, this was a personal conversation that I was just saying. Okay, what we have to stop doing is we don't even speak about exceptions. If you look at the way people protect their own culture, we know there are exceptions, right? In some cultures, everybody knows that a dude died or one dude ran out on his family and another dude stepped up to be a stepdad. But we don't talk about that situation because we never want it to be the norm. Right. It is an exception. So we don't talk about those women that went to church and got it together. We know it's possible. We know they can do it, but extrapolate that out to the millions, in fact, billions of women who are likely being promiscuous versus the women who aren't and are chaste and saving themselves. They have no fighting chance against those women in terms of them being a great mother and a great wife. They don't have a chance against them. Those women
have the lowest possible chance.
But I mean, but fighter, with all due respect, I think you're kind of conflating nurturing and mothering is different. You can pay somebody to be a good nurturer. You can pay them to do the task, but a good wife looks at the home. It doesn't look like the individual aspect. It looks like the home. It looks at the husband, the children, the home, everything. That's what a good wife is.
Let me jump on that. The reason we know that to be true is because that's the reason they're filing for divorce at an 80% rate, bro. So we know that it is the promiscuous generation of women. Now let me qualify that with one statement. Isn't it the modern woman that thinks that she can get rid of a man and replace him? They're doing the same thing they do with sex in their family. They think they can replace a father with another man but it's not about the children at all. It wasn't about the man at all. Her unhappiness had to do with her not being satisfied in a multitude of ways, which usually includes sex, right? So they do that. So it actually works against them. And where that replacement theory thing, where it's like, well, anything I don't like, I can replace because I've had better in the past. Sex did that to them.
And I'm glad you said that, because there is also a difference between a daddy and a father. You know what I'm saying? A daddy can come in there and just buy you everything that and appease you. You know, they can put a roof over your head, buy you stuff and all this stuff. A father is gonna give you a lot more than that. So and Mike is right about that. They think that they can just replace the man with a daddy, i.e. stepdaddy. And I mean, you can get a roof over your head, the bill paid, but there's a lot of stuff that only a biological dad is going to be able to teach to his biological son that he's never going to get from there's nobody that's going to love you like your own daddy, your flesh and blood. I don't care who. Ain't nobody that's going to love you the same. I don't care who.
Can I speak to Trigger Mike?
Yo.
There was a college, right? It's called Fairfield University. It's a private college, right? Maybe about 40 minutes away from New York City, right? A few friends of, we used to go to this private school. It costs a lot of money. If you go to that school, you got a lot of money. I guess like 95% Caucasian. The rest would be Asian, Indian, red dot, or more like Jackie Chan type. I mean, Asians.
Yeah.
And when we would be there, me and my friends and I, we would stick out like a sore thumb. We don't belong there, right? Yeah. And I would see the way these women behave themselves like wild animals. They're sleeping around. They're cheating. Their boyfriend is at the other cottage at a house party. They live on campus. And the woman is getting smashed by some other dude. And these are going to be our future judges, our future lawyers, doctors, and people that we consider respectable, prestigious people.
Yeah.
But they act the same way like that hood chick, except her self-image seems to be more respectable because she was educated and her surroundings, her environment was a little different. So my point is, just because a woman gets around, it doesn't mean she doesn't have this switch that she can say, yo, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm gonna move on and behave myself, and I'm ready to be a wife. I have my fun. Women do that all.
She can be ready. She can be ready all she want, but she's not worthy because she don't have. Wait a minute. She don't have it in her to be a good wife. Is what I'm saying, bro.
Facts. When you meet her,
hold up. Let me get these super chats read.
Hold on, fighter. Go ahead.
I'm gonna end it.
Go ahead.
Facts. My point. You don't know that fact. When you meet her,
Fighter, hold on. Fighter, hold on. Let me get this.
In general, the numbers are proving it, bro. In general, the numbers are already proving it.
I was gonna say, fighter. Hold on. Let me say this to this, and I'm gonna get these super chats. In fact, let me get the super chats read first. I appreciate each and every super chat. I'm gonna start reading those more often. B Love says $5. The men in this chat seem to have an opinion of us women that will never change. It's like talking to a brick wall. Will y'all ever be open to listen? Send something in the chat. Listen to what exactly? About what?
Come on.
Is it a woman?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've just been listening to men who's talking about women like they know women. The lady in the comment, super chat, is definitely
Queen,
right.
let me say this.
You all tell women.
So hold on. Queen, let me say this because this is interesting. Y'all say we talk about women like we know women. In this context, we know y'all better than you know yourselves. And let me explain. There is an opinion that women have of themselves and their value, but we're men. We experience women. So when it comes to sex, we know you better. We experience it. We experience the behavior. We experience the backlash. Men experience the divorce notice.
Wow.
Okay, men experience getting cheated on. So our experience does matter in this context. Women don't hold each other accountable for nothing.
Wait a minute. What do you mean your experience? The subject
No, I'm saying that men experience women. So in the context of so with that being said, there are some things in sexual dynamics with you and men that you can teach me. I don't know. I'm only one man. You have experienced men. Therefore, in a certain way, you know more about men and their sexual experience from that side of things than I ever could.
And I told you all from the beginning that imprint garbage somebody's talking about, that's not true for the majority of us.
All right, let me read this next super chat. We're gonna let her get because I got to get to the next question. Jason N, $5. B Love, that's not a brick wall you're talking about. That's the wall you're facing. Don't be disrespecting my highest donor for today. But if you are just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. We definitely got a hot topic today. Keep sending those super chats and support the Lapeef Network. All right.
Hey Trigger, I totally respect you, bro. I totally respect the platform. I just want to ask Queen one question whenever you get a minute, or just show her one thing about how we're able to explain it whenever you get a minute. You know.
You got one more super chat that came in.
And I'm gonna be real quick. I promise.
Got you. Payne says $5. Come on up, B Love. Help the conversation along. Absolutely, come up, B Love. We want to hear your perspective on this. All right, go ahead. Facts.
That's pain in that picture.
Hey Queen. So what we saying is, it's kind of like women are a house, right? Women are a house with the lights on at night. And if you know about houses, when you outside of the house, even though you're not inside, you can see what's going on, but they can't see what's going on outside because the lights on, right? So we seeing y'all from our perspective, speaking from our perspective about our experiences. We're not trying to tell you what a woman is or what a woman should do. We just telling you what we experiencing from women. We're not trying to judge y'all. We just saying what we experiencing.
That's a great
But
analogy.
and Ashton, that's me, man. That's back before I turned into Shrek. That was before I turned into
I see you
Shrek.
pain. I see you pain.
If you put 10 men in a room and then a dude tells a story, probably about 8 of those men are probably going to have a similar story that they went through the same story. It's pretty. I mean, the thing about it, I think a lot of women think that they're so sophisticated that men are so dumb that they don't realize that after a while, like what George Bush said, "Fool me once, shame on me."
Shame on me.
Shame on you.
Yeah, can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Hey, and I'm in Tennessee, man. He said
Hang on.
Tennessee saying.
Let me address what Fighter said real quick. Well, just the last part. When you're saying you can't, when you meet a woman, you can't tell whether Yes, you can. You can. The reason I'm saying you can is I've done for 20 years. I dealt with women of all different types. The low body count, the mid, and the high. They walk, talk, move, think, and act differently from each other. When in the conversation, hello, how are you? I can eat, or I can approach a woman, and I'll just tell you something that happened. You're eating a corn dog, right? But there are women who make sexual jokes eating the corn dog or sausage on a stick that other women may pick up, but the one who talks about it first, you can tell what's on her mind. You see what I mean? Absolutely. A virgin or someone who has a 2 or 3 body count who's married for 10 years, they're not going to talk or think like that.
Yo, not only is he right for the men. Hold on. Not only is he right, but for the men who have experience with women, there was a girl that I actually liked, and like you said, you don't know her body count. She went to a different school on a different campus. We got to find time to chill, hang out, whoop-de-whoop. That's the only thing. And I was like, damn, she looked good. Finally got her over. You invite everybody to your dorm room for a movie, and that's when Netflix first came out. Them shits was on DVDs in the mail.
Yeah.
So I got like 3 of them shits in the mail.
Yeah, send one out.
This girl, I go to the bathroom and come back. I pull my covers out and she's sitting on there and she in her underwear in my bed, bro. So to me, that was a shocker. I wasn't gonna try anything. I told her I like to get to know people and shit like that. What type of woman do you think? What type of body count do you have to the point where she's in a dude the first time she's chilling with him in her underwear in his bed? Is that high body count? Does a low body count girl do such a thing? Does a low body count woman even come through the room?
I have a question.
That could be the freshman 15. That could be the
that was a red pill moment, Trigger. That was a red pill moment.
Hold on. The freshman 15 don't get ass naked in your bed. They don't do all that. They're timid. They're nervous. They never fuck with an upperclassman before.
We got a question. What's the question?
I have a question for the gentleman who said he's been around women for 20 years. What do you call it when the woman does what you say she does? If she has more than the 5 body count, what is that? What does that come across as you?
I mean, for me,
come across to you.
For me, that's pretty low. That's a pretty low body count, 5 versus 15 versus 50.
What I'm saying is, what is her demeanor if she has a higher body count?
So her demeanor is okay. So it's how she thinks, right? And how she thinks about men, how often she refers to men, how often she talks about sex or makes sexual references or sexual innuendos and jokes. Usually from the men. So what is that called? Like what? I don't know.
Is that arrogance or is that confidence? What is that?
I think I got the words in a woman who is sexually inexperienced behave like someone who's inexperienced at anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're sexually inexperienced, you don't talk about it. You're extremely shy. You're not making those sexual innuendos, right?
Okay, so what does that make the other lady? What does that make the other one?
Promiscuous.
Well, I said it already. Sexually arrogant.
What is she?
That shyness turns into arrogance.
Why is she arrogant?
Yeah.
I told you so. They are arrogant because they don't like to be shamed. Remember, you were the one that called it confidence. None of the men think it's confidence.
No. Why is it arrogant though? Why is it arrogant though?
It's arrogant because in order not to be shamed for the behavior, you want to match. You want to be the sexual match of men. So
now,
let me put
it to not be shamed for
hold
it.
on. What? Let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this.
I would never
a conversation with an extremely experienced woman. When y'all are talking, like she crossed the boundaries, like EBD said. When y'all are talking about sex, instead of being more reserved so the man can like you, you're gonna say something like, I tried that before. I don't like that position. Boy, dude had my legs all behind my head. That shit, like a dude that you like supposed to be hearing that from you. It's the arrogance coming out. High body count women talk like that.
Yeah, they marginalize.
That's factual. That's factual.
They try to they over marginalize sex. And they think they're being subtle, but they're actually being overt with it, and they kind of hide behind it.
It comes out in their persona. When you have a higher body count, your persona changes about men. If you've been through so many men and sexual experiences, then your requirements get that much more higher. Meaning, I'm looking for Mr. 12-inch. I'm looking for Mr. All Night. I'm looking for There's songs about this shit.
So
and Miss Queen, let me ask you a question. If you saw a woman, right, with a septum ring, right, and a tramp stamp, like one of those back tattoos, would you say that what are the likelihood that she has a low body count?
Queen, do you have one of those tattoos? Is that why you silent?
Yeah, she got silent a motherfucker, didn't
nah. You about had enough of us.
Aaron probably got a septum ring. God damn.
No, what I'm saying is they try to hide stuff in plain sight. Like what I'm saying, it's like when they get them septum rings.
Wait a minute, my phone.
Oh yeah, you just cut back in. Okay, yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay, you said what was the question? I know it's a question in there somewhere.
Hold on, real quick. I'll answer. Anybody want to drop so another female can come up? Because it seems like somebody want to help Queen fight real quick. Let me know.
I got about 15 minutes, and I know I'm going to drop.
All right, bet.
You want to play rock, paper, scissors, shoot, EBD? See who drop.
Go ahead, Queen.
No.
All right. I think the question was, did I have a tramp stamp? No, I don't. No, I do not.
I didn't ask you, but what I'm saying is, if you saw a woman, right, she had a tramp stamp or one of those tattoos, like real big tattoo that's strategically placed, and a septum ring, would you say that there's any chance that she may have a low body count?
I personally would not judge a person unless it had some kind of explicit wording. I wouldn't judge a person.
Strategically placed on her backside.
But we're judging. That's what we're saying, because we know. Let's
put it this way. Let's try and put it this way. Let's try and put it this way too, as well. When women move, when they have a higher body count, they kind of conform these kind of things. Hoes got uniforms too, right? There's certain things that they do to accentuate the chest area by getting chest tattoos. There's certain clothes that they wear because their tattoos are printed somewhere that they want other men to see it. They put it on their legs, so they wear shorts all the time. They you know what I'm saying? Like there's different ways that you move when you have a higher body count. There just is.
So are we saying
that was the bar, EBD? That was the bar.
I think
years, gentlemen.
Leave it to the professional hoe to drop the best bar I ever heard about.
I think Queen got that tiger paw on her titty.
You said what?
No. Black Dragon.
I think you got that tiger paw on your titty.
Do you
like Eve?
I think I was married for 30 years. and I do not have any
She was.
tattoos.
She
Thank
was.
Yeah.
I defended you in the chat. I said she is a widow. I did.
Let me ask this when
Go
I
ahead.
you.
Go
And I
ahead.
do not have any tattoos.
Okay. What was your question?
None.
Question, Black Dragon, then all other gentlemen could answer that, please.
Where's my backup? I need my Tonto. I need my
Somebody
I
gonna
need
drop
my
down in a
person
second.
coming back. Yeah,
Queen,
where's the girls at?
Queen,
Go
and I
ahead.
want to this too.
Pimp in distress.
All right, so if a woman on the first date gives you the box, does that mean she's the thought?
Nah.
No, not necessarily.
I mean, that means she like you. I mean, she infatuated
Yeah.
with you.
She doesn't have to
Right.
be a thought to give it out on the first date.
Okay. So we all could agree.
Yeah, we can agree to that because wait, let me tell you why. Because even thoughts don't give it to everybody.
That's right. That's right. Hey, I did have something I wanted to say to Fighter Complex where I think you conflate some issues.
Go ahead, Payne. Go ahead, Payne.
Doctor, so the sexuality of a woman doesn't have to do anything with her profession. I guess that same doctor who's married to that lawyer.
Hey, Trigger, somebody mic.
Yeah, so that same doctor who's married to that lawyer, somebody in that hospital is busting her down in the gown room, from time to time. So, if she's that promiscuous, she might know, she understands the difference between having a guy in her personal life that takes care of shit and when she wants to have some fun. So if she was like a real party girl, just because she's a doctor doesn't mean she stopped being a party girl. Right? She can marry a guy and separate the fact that this guy has my home life. I got the kids there. I got to make sure that when I get pregnant, I don't have anybody in that damn period where it might not be his kid. They know how to do that shit too, believe me. And then in the hospital, that new young doctor who's a stud, he's busting that shit down. He got on the operating table. She's upside down, and So all I'm just trying to say,
Payne, where you be getting this from?
when women's promiscuous, she can keep that shit from you, and we could stop trying to give them more grace than they deserve. If you happen to have a woman who loves you and you believe she's not cheating on you, more power to you, and that's good. But there's a decision you have to make when you're courting that woman, and it's a risk. The risk level is going to be either high or medium or low, and you got to figure out where you fit on that Richter scale. That's as simple as that.
Damn, Payne.
I'm putting the link in the chat for Didi. Yep, Didi. The link is in the chat it's for another woman to come up here and help Queen out. So she needs it. I'm joking.
Hey, let me say one last thing too, Trigger. We as men cannot judge women that really don't want to be in relationships, right? Like women who out here who just and we gotta quit trying to change people. But now people got a right to live how they want to live, right?
That's true.
So I took the question. I took the question, how many is too many, as being how many is too many to be in a committed relationship with you as a man, right? I thought that's what the conversation was gonna be. Now I'm of the opinion that this right here, that a lot of women out here today, a lot of them, especially those that's educated, professional women, stuff like that, they don't want to be married. They don't want to be in a relationship. Man, I believe they could go and be with whoever they want to be, and I'm fine with it. I have no qualms about it. I will actually get in line. Right? This is what I'm saying.
Okay, only fact. This is my question. You talking about women don't want to be in a relationship now?
Hold on, let me finish. I'm
finna let you finish. I swear I'm finna let you finish. When we was in school, didn't every woman not want to be in a relationship?
Man, every woman don't want to be in a relationship, bro. This ain't
school, I'm saying. Well, okay.
I'm saying we as a society do nurture girls to want to be, wives and mothers and stuff like that, and we should also nurture boys to want to be, husbands and fathers and stuff like that, because the nuclear family is the primary unit of our society. But what I'm saying is we still in this conversation, and I'm a red pill individual, bro. Like, we still have to have a level mind and a neutral and see things from a neutral perspective, Because a lot of women out here, man, you meet these girls and they don't want to be in relationships, bro. They just want you to come over at 11:30, maybe bring them some skinny girl popcorn and knock them off, right? That's all they want. And I'm fine with that.
Not the
What
skinny
I'm
pop.
saying is, yeah, that's skinny pop, right? So, but like women, what I'm trying to say is that what is the number that's too many to be in a committed relationship with a man long
The
term?
only facts. That's the question. That's
You
the
know,
next question.
yeah,
That's the next.
exactly.
Don't give away the
That
question.
Okay.
depends
All
on
right.
age,
Oh, okay.
though,
All right.
right? That should depend
All
on
right.
age.
So I'm gonna bring DD up. I'm gonna drop down. Thanks to everybody who is currently watching. Please hit that like button. Get those likes up. We got 277 watching, 157 likes. Get those likes up right now, all the way to 200. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the greatest network on YouTube, which is the Lapeef Network. The next question.
Trigger. I'm gonna hit that like and fall off. I mean, a great conversation, guys.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Always welcome, bro. The next question, and I want the ladies. Because I feel like if we let the ladies answer first, then we can debate amongst ourselves. What body count should men accept on most women before we start judging her? Queen, go ahead. Is she still here?
Nah,
She's
not
not
up
up
there.
there.
She dropped off.
No, Queen, how you just gonna leave us like that? Well, Didi, we gonna debate your point.
She said her phone was down.
Oh, damn, that's right. All right, Didi, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
So the question is, what body count number
What should
should
men
a man
accept
accept?
on most women before we start judging?
I don't discuss that with men. I feel like y'all should mind y'all damn business.
No. Well, this is what I'm saying. If there is a general, if you're saying that we live in a different society now than the past, right? Women are sexually liberated. Some women ain't looking for marriage, right? But is there a number that you feel like most women have that as a woman, you're like, don't worry about that. She was out doing her thing, but she can actually be a good woman despite that having that number. So what is that number? Before you call us insecure, what number should we accept?
I don't consider things like that.
All right, tell me how you consider them.
Of course not.
I don't consider things like that because at the end of the day, I try to avoid that conversation as best as I can. And
Wonder
for
why.
me, I feel like, it's not unless it's like a residual effect of like a child or a lingering STD that you have, that's nobody's business. It's best that it just not even be discussed.
I can tell you, I feel the same way. Wait. I can tell you the same thing about my bank account, about how much my money I make, what kind of job I have, what kind of how many women or exes I got. I can tell you the same thing. It's none of your business too, but women want to know.
Fact. And that's true. And if you choose to not disclose that, it's perfectly okay because it's none of our damn business.
Yeah, but that's not conducive to a good, long-lasting relationship built on trust and honesty, is it?
Oh, it is. Absolutely, it is. Because that does not have anything to do like with who is being humped on right now.
No, but you're passive. Wait, hang on. I got it. If I committed a crime and I've sexually violated women, does that matter? Or is it none of your business?
Yes, it does. Yeah,
it's none of your business, right? It's none of your business, right?
This goes to the point of when I said if it has residual effects, if this is going to have, if your sexual history has some lingering effects, that's going to affect your partner today.
Well, we can argue.
Let me ask this,
but you can't pair bond if you got too many bodies.
A baby daddy does.
Yeah, we can argue.
Hold on. Let me tell you why it matters, right? And I'm young. I just experienced literally like last month. A girl I dealt with when I was 18 years old, right? We was in college together. I used to give it to her all the time, right? We go our separate ways, months later. She just hit me up last year. We having a conversation, right? It kind of fall off. And then she hit me up again last month. So we just talking, catching up. And she starts telling me about, who she's been dealing with in that time frame between me and her and now. and she's telling me about her sexual experiences, and she's freely offering this information. I didn't ask about this, and she's telling me, yeah, this guy he couldn't do this, and this one didn't do this, and this fell off. And what I learned from that is she's been chasing that experience she had with me this entire time. So all those men in between couldn't measure up. So because of that, it either fell off. She found some excuse to why it wasn't going to work. But the reality is when women get that experience, and I may get a little explicit here, when they find that guy that make the legs shake, make them squirt, whatever it is, there's no, that's going to be in the back of their mind for a while. Even if they don't deal with that man no more, it's going to be in the back of their mind, whatever man they're dealing with. Whatever man that can't make them do that, he gonna pay for it. They gonna she may fake it and say, "Oh, it's okay, man, don't worry about it." You know, if he knows, if he don't know, it's gonna be in the back of my like, yeah, this ain't it. He can't do it like so and so.
Let me add DMT. I agree. It's not that you're just the alpha man. It also means that no matter where she is at or what she's doing, if she ever gets in a room with you, you're gonna bust that shit down if you want to, and she's gonna let you do it. And it don't matter whether she got 10 kids and a husband, or she's gonna. I mean, I've been out of the game for 30-something years, and I still know there's a couple of chicks back there that, as ugly as I am, I can still bust them down.
Yeah, because I remember it happened to me. Like the first girl I saw that happen to, I was like 17.
So all this let me just finish. All this shit that BD's playing right now is cap. I mean, I hear you, but that's purely from a woman's standpoint. If you tell me and you want me to be your husband, that anything you do is none of my business when I'm asking, then next. Then next. It's as simple as that.
The women is to lie. You know, only the raw ones count anyway. My advice is the women to lie, because at the end of the day, anything more than one, they're gonna see you.
I agree with that.
No, I give a woman at least 10. You get 7 one-night stand bodies, and you get 3 relationship bodies. That's more than one. So shit.
Here. 7 one. Okay, so
7 one-night stand, 3 relationship bodies.
Let's unpack that. So that's a direct answer to the question. So what body count number should men accept? You're saying what one should accept?
I'll go last because of 10. Because think about the relationships during the summer, during high school, college.
Those weren't relationships in the summer, by the way.
But that's still bodies. That's still bodies though. So I give her 10. Didi said 1. Didi said we'll act different. We'll act strange if it was 1. My body count high in the motherfucker, and I'm still cool, calm, collected. So I at least give. I know, but I still give a woman the benefit of the doubt is 10.
It should be different depending on age. I said that number.
Yeah, just like the chat say, it ain't nobody a virgin today, so I give it 10. That's just.
But a man's body count is an asset, though. A man's body count is an asset, bro. A woman's body count is a discount, bro.
Quality women, like y'all be humping on crackheads and everything else. Your quality.
Why would you go to the extreme? Hold on, why would you go to the extreme?
78 on.
Wait a minute, hold on. We not assuming you humping no crackheads or no serial killers or nothing like that. We just saying that our body count. Why would you go to the extreme? Why can't we just have a whole lot of really good, nice women that we turned out and made them thoughts? Why we can't have that?
Yeah, and women known for having sex with child molesters, so we don't want to go there.
Oh, we can't say some words though. No. But men who have experience are more valuable. Women that have less experience, men value that because we want to be able to have those experiences with you if you're going to be our woman when we're talking about it from a relationship standpoint.
You're not more valuable to us. Who told you that?
A man cannot be ran through. You are an innie. I am a Audi. A man cannot be ran through. Not a heterosexual man.
That's impotent now. Y'all be impotent after using it too much. We don't want that.
That is such. Oh, come on.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
Okay, hang on. I don't want you.
Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on.
Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
Let me just
Get your friend trigger.
let me put some
She said we talked to crackheads.
Nah, I'm gonna drop after this. So to answer the question, because we're talking about numbers, but the issue is that women are having sex as girls and not as adult women. So you have vastly more experience and access at a younger age than any teenage or any male that's the same age, any of your peer group, all through high school, all through college, and all through your other years that you're young and you're hot. Men have to accrue such money and power and status in order to have not even a percent of that type of access. There's only a small portion of men that can say that they're not virgins by 18. There are a lot of 18 to 30-year-olds that are virgins right now, not getting anything. So no, we're not able to run through women like that. Women can run through men.
For any of these wild statistics that you pull up? Because I never know anybody that's participated in these surveys.
This is a personal experience as well. Personal experience.
You can go to a college campus and see that they are fucking, and they fucking hard, and it be orgies and all kind of stuff going. It's really not.
But it's not as prevalent as you would think. If you never, it's not.
That's
football player. Right. Not getting no box.
A small percentage of athletes or professional or something that remember status, right? You're cool, you're hip. Those are the men. Those are the boys that are able to have access to sex. Not your geeks, not your nerds, not your whatever, not your accountants. They're not getting played like that.
Ain't nobody in the engineering building getting boxed. We gotta stop.
We have to invent it.
I ain't gonna say that.
But I'm saying majority in general.
Listen.
Engineers are now inventing boxes.
Let me tell you how. This is an anecdote, so pardon the anecdote. Let me tell you how I know this is true. I'm from a area. I don't know how it works like this. I would consider myself really a popular guy when I was in college, and I went after really attractive women. And the one thing I learned after all those years of going after the hottest freshmen, the hottest sophomores, the baddest juniors, is that all the other dudes that thought they were hot shit like me and achieved that status, we all bang the same. Like we all went after the same girls. All the girls. If you ask the girl who she messed with, she's like, "I hope you don't mind, but I messed with your homeboy." But like, what? It never failed. I know that if a woman is bad enough, and I go through her, if I was to bitch up real quick and go through her phone, she gonna have one of my homeboys' numbers in there. If he is as high a status as I was at the time, never failed. It's only those dudes getting ass. We just gotta chalk it up. It's only those. Like you talk about an orgy, it's only one of them in it with most people. Only certain dudes out here are sexually attractive to females nowadays. Everybody else is invisible.
They love them Q dogs and campers.
The rest of them be orbiting. They hang around the girls hoping to get some box, but they never get it. They be orbiting.
Yeah, that's what we call simp, right? Simp wouldn't exist if everybody was getting boxed. Because
y'all accepting women with 10 bodies or more?
For marriage?
No. Absolutely.
They go to college and bang every Q in Capital. What you mean? Just 10.
You just gonna leave the alphas out. Okay. Yeah.
No, I won't leave the alphas out. I messed with those 6.
What's your highest body count? Please let me know.
Nah.
What's y'all highest body count?
It's some smooth old 6s.
What's my highest body count?
So 20 is enough for marriage? 20?
Whoa. 20?
Cause you trying to say 10, what you gonna think she just gonna have 3 other bodies? Nah, nigga, if you saying they fucking out here, they fucking. So if they ain't got 10, you gotta go to 20.
I'm saying that
I get what you're saying, but
I'm never really gonna know the body count.
Wait, let me ask you.
Don't know the body count.
Are any of y'all outright asking about body count? Are y'all gay?
Look, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm not even saying. I'm saying the young lady. I'm saying the young lady at 17.
I think.
Can I give you a real life scenario?
Let me cook. Get out.
I just asked to let him lie though. I just asked to hear what Lottie gonna tell.
Okay, right. I'm talking about the young lady. I'm talking about the young lady, the average young lady that probably had their first time in college. You get what I'm saying? I ain't talking about these hoes that's 15, 14, 12-year-olds fucking. If they
Sneaking
15,
off
14,
campus.
12-year-olds fucking, they already hoes. And we know that shit going on. Middle school
Hey,
and up, okay?
children, you
I'm
can't call
talking about
them
the young
hoes. Come
ladies.
on now, wait a minute.
But look,
How
I'm
you
talking
can't call
about
a
the young
kid a
lady. Look,
hoe?
listen to me. I'm talking about the young lady that went to college that had her first time in college. Let's say 18. 10 bodies after 18 is okay, fam. You get what I'm saying?
It depends on
So
the
let's
age
say
though.
from
We
18
gotta.
to
How
28.
old is she?
But there's also other
10 bodies and
factors
she
too.
19.
From 18 to
Okay.
28, she get married at 29. How many
But if
bodies you
she's
supposed to have?
but
18 to
married at
28, she get
29
married at
though.
29.
hey,
He make a
I
solid
get
point. That's a body a year.
But everybody talking at once though, bro. Everybody talking at once,
From
man.
So I just want to
18 to
put this in.
28, at 28, she'll
Yeah.
get married. Most women
But
get married at 28. So from
At
18
28,
to
29.
28,
Yep.
That's
So,
what
how many
so
bodies
Mike,
she
let me
supposed
ask
to have?
something. Hey, so D-Town, listen, we know your point. Let's get this a real. I met my wife. She was 25 years old.
Right.
She went to the University of Dayton, but I was a graduate from the University of Buffalo.
Okay.
I know what women did in college. So she had this epiphany. Let me just tell you a story. She had this epiphany that she was gonna. And I just felt the spirit. She was gonna try to unload on me what the hell, her experience. And I said, I'll never forget. We were in the car. I looked at her. I said, listen, man, I don't want to hear what the fuck you did over there in college. I don't want to know. Well, let me finish. Let me finish. I looked at her. I said, I don't want to know none of that shit. And then I said, listen, but if you learn some shit, I better get every goddamn learning experience that you get. That's what I told us. If you learn some shit, I better get benefits of that goddamn thing. And then we never talk about it. We never talk about it.
I had the same experience, Payne. From a girl that went to an Ivy League school, I had the same experience. One day she just started just telling me how many bodies she had.
Y'all ain't gave me the
Yeah.
number. Because look, I agree with my boy Black Dragon. I agree with 10,
I mean,
bro.
but
A woman should not have no more than 6
I
kids.
said 10. I said 10 D-Town.
But
Okay,
check this out.
all right, bro.
Hey,
Hold on.
okay, hey,
But
let me
my
say
whole
something real
thing
quick.
is
The
are
number
y'all
could be,
really
and the number
asking
could
women
be.
that question?
But I'm
That's
just
what I
saying.
said, King, because I'm not doing that.
Are y'all
You say what?
real
Am I
talk?
asking the woman that question?
Are y'all really asking a woman that question? Because for two reasons. One,
Bro, I
she's gonna
asked
lie.
the woman, my wife right
She's
now, I
gonna
asked her
lie.
that.
Yeah.
She gonna
I
lie.
asked
Hey,
her that. I'm
man.
sorry.
Two,
I asked
two.
mine.
Well, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. Two, you
You're
can
not gonna get the
tell
truth.
by a woman's actions, bro.
Hey,
How
Trigger,
does she
somebody asked
act?
is 20 legit.
How does she act?
You say what,
Women
money?
are not as slick as y'all may think that they are. A woman wears her body count really on her damn forehead, bro. Women who are promiscuous, bro, they all act the same.
No, I get, brother. I know. I'm trying to see the number from 18 to 20.
God did it.
28. From 18 to 28, how many dicks should she been had? What is your number for you? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying.
But let's be honest, man. That number is totally subjective,
All right, let
bro.
me take a quick commercial break.
It ain't no number, bro. It ain't no number.
Let me get the super chat read real
Y'all
quick.
boys out here accepting 20 bodies. Go ahead and say it, bro. It's all right,
Let me
man.
get the super chat read
Yeah,
real
She
quick.
can have 2 bodies, but if
My man D
if
Max
one of those
says
bodies is one of
$20.
the
Let me get the
homies,
super chat
it's a
read real
wrap.
quick. It's hilarious for women to even think we don't know what type of woman we are dealing with. After the first date, we pretty much know if you are being considered for a serious relationship or a side piece. What do y'all think? That's true?
Very true.
That's fact,
Absolutely
bro.
true. Absolutely true.
That's why I Trigger Mike, I don't believe in all that telling these women to hold a box and shit, bro. A nigga don't care if you hold a box for 2 days or a month from now.
Yeah,
He don't want you, he don't want you, bro.
I'm with you on that one. You damn right. I already knew it.
Nigga don't care. Nigga already assessed you and who you gonna be in his roster, fam. It's either you gonna be the franchise player or you gonna be the sixth man, and you might get rotated sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Steve Harvey ruined these women because what he told them was to wait 90 days. And if a dude knows she wait 90 days, all he gonna do is wait the 90 days, bang her out, and then leave, and then ghost her.
Bro,
Yeah, that makes me call a female. That right there, that 3-month rule.
But see, y'all, that goes back to the point that I was making earlier, bro.
is that you have to be a different type of clown, dog, to wait on any woman nowadays, bro. You have to be a clown. Because think about it. Is somebody in that damn phone, she ain't make wait a day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gonna wait 90?
A day. What my nigga say? A day.
She ain't make him wait a damn.
She smashed him after the barbecue yesterday.
After you fed her, she was over his house.
But King, it ain't waiting if you texting somebody else too. If you talking to somebody else on the side too, you really not. I'm really not waiting.
Okay, hold on, wait.
Hey, Trigger, not only did she get it after the barbecue, she met him on the way to go pick up the ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
She met him when she picked up the ice, and then she hit him after the barbecue. Same day.
I will admit that that's a part of playing the game sometimes. But for me, it makes zero sense for you as a man, right, to wait when you know damn well somebody else didn't. That to me, just to me, that doesn't make any type of logical sense. She didn't make Pookie ass, Earl ass down the street wait, but you gonna wait 3 months. That's what you gonna do.
Or you can just wait 3 months. You spending your money and time.
Yes.
In those 3 months.
Yes. Over the course of that 3 months, she wants you to take her on dates. She wants you to
I ain't taking no shit.
She wants you to tell her the plan. So what we gonna be doing in the future?
Oh, and she can't wait to tell her. She can't wait to tell the maintenance man that steak she had last night after you fed her. And you know, and then she's drinking and wine.
You be feeding them our pain. You be feeding them our pain.
It's a lesson you learn real early, man. You make sure you don't never happen again. Once, baby, and that's it.
Bro.
I knew you ain't had a juice our pain.
Practitioner $2 says, when are y'all asking? Before or after you smash?
I mean, if it come up, it come up. If it don't, it don't.
Oh, you know, that's a very, very good question.
That's
I
don't
ask about no.
Because this is why. Mike, let me just say this real quick. This is why the 90-day rule is stupid. If a man likes you, if you're a woman and you like the guy and you want to have a relationship with him, and you're a regular sexually active woman, your goal is to get him to post-nut clarity as soon as possible. Because it's not before the sex, it's whether he wants to still talk to you after the sex.
After.
And so once you bang it out, if the guy's still calling you, you still want to bring flowers, he still wants to court you, and he still wants to talk to you after he got some, then you might have something to build on. But as long as you make him wait, I mean, if you make him wait 90 days, he might play the game, but he's resenting you now because he know that there's 5 guys knocking that shit out while he's paying for the bill. And so he's going to stick around so he can get his ass.
5 guys? The burger joint?
That is complete malarkey.
God damn. Dude.
So when you find you're going to stick around just to get the ass, and that's why you could ask any woman who thought she liked the guy and she made him wait, and then she doesn't know why he ghosted her after he got the ass.
Bro.
Emptied the hell out of her because she made him wait when he knew.
Men that they like, bro, they not making wait.
Yeah,
They
I
not
will
making
say
the men that
I
they
will
like
say
wait.
that unless the
No,
man is willing to put
if
it
she
on.
really likes you, she will make you wait.
That's cap.
And that's
the dumb.
No. That's real, bro. That's real. Yo, I had a woman tell me. I had a woman tell me, bro, that if she really like a dude, she will make him wait because she want him to see her as a relationship material. But a guy who like a fuck boy, she fuck him quick.
But that's her mistake.
Hold on.
Do you hear how?
Yeah,
they backwards as hell. They
hold
backwards.
on. This is a stage, so there's no wrong answer to this. There's no wrong answer because what y'all are basically highlighting is the stages that women go through. Because somebody already said it, you didn't make the other dudes wait, and then they realize that shit was a mistake, and then they get with a well put together dude, and then they try to make him wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a stage in a woman's life where yeah, she'll pull that shit, but you might have already done heard and be like, what the fuck you making me wait for?
I'm boo boo
Because
the fool.
she wants
I'm
to
boo boo
present
the fool.
herself as a relationship type woman. She wants to present herself as if
Yeah.
she's innocent and she's worthy of being in a relationship with you. So she don't want to come off as a hoe if she want to be in a
Guys,
relationship with you. Therefore, you're gonna wait
okay.
longer
That's
when
why
she doesn't want to be in a
She
right.
want
They
relationship
make
with you.
to
a
she want to
mistake.
present herself as a low body count woman,
Hold on, wait,
All
wait.
right.
as a woman with a low body
Trigger,
count. Yep.
Trigger, can me and you have a conversation real quick? Tell me
Let me
I'm
get the
crazy,
super
okay?
let me
A
get the
win is
super
a
chat
win.
read and we're gonna chop it
Okay.
up.
All right.
Nope, Valerie. Damn, what hold on. Something wrong with my something's in front of your super chat. Give me a second. Let me close the window, open it back up.
That's a high body count answer right there. That abstinent
Ladies,
shit.
note Valerie, $5. We appreciate your contribution. Ladies, let's just become abstinent since they want to shame us no matter what after practically begging us to bust it wide open. Okay, let me say something to this real quick
Nobody
because
changed.
first off,
Wow.
hold on, Valerie, thank you for your super
Get
chat.
your
I
ass
agree.
up there,
Hold on,
Valerie.
I agree
Get
with
up
you.
there.
I agree with you. But remember, respectfully, all right, this is a mature statement I'm trying to make. Your value to men in general is how many dudes want to hit but can't.
That's right.
Not
Yep.
that I tried to hit and you busted it wide open. So the way I want women to look at it going forward is you busted wide open, he wins. That's a nut for me. I climax 99.9% of the time.
That's all.
Otherwise,
Damn, Trigger, you missed one?
That's
How you
all.
miss one?
nah, you be hitting those 3 a days.
Yeah.
On the third one, you might come up short.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can go for that.
You
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
come up
It's gonna
short.
happen. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So Trigger, let me ask you this real quick. When a woman talk about abstinence, what number do you think her body count at that moment when they start talking about abstinence?
50.
She
Thank
already
you.
up.
At least.
Not you, Valerie, not you.
At
No
least.
disrespect. But I'm just talking about in general.
No, tell her the
you,
truth,
Valerie.
Trigger.
Yes,
Tell her the
So,
truth, man.
hold on.
Yes,
No,
you.
I don't
Valerie,
want
we
to.
appreciate your super chat, but yes, you too.
No, not Valerie. We don't know what she's saying
50.
that for. She's making a general statement. But what I will say,
She
Oh
just
yeah,
paid.
she didn't say she was absent.
so let's do this intelligently, right? We were talking about the oxytocin release, right? Women release the same chemical that they release bonding with a baby through their breast milk during the first encounters of sex with males. Let's say I don't know exactly how many, but it's the first few. So that means that's why if you take a woman's virginity, she's gonna be following you around like a puppy dog. She thinks she's your wife.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yep.
natural. It's a chemical
Yep.
and biological response. All right, so naturally that gets taken away from them the more sex they have with random men, meaningless encounters. I personally believe that's why most women have a problem achieving an orgasm because they lost their ability to be intimate. Right now, they just getting banged out looking for a nut they may never achieve. All right, so I will say that when a woman starts to feel hollow, because let a pimp tell you, man, let pimps tell you this. Pimps got the best information on earth about this very topic. They will tell you how many dudes a woman can run through for her mind, for psychologically she's screwed up. And when women start to feel hollow like that, they will start finding ways to reclaim their virtue, i.e., Black China, trying to find God, right?
Angela White.
Exactly.
Angela White now.
Changing her name, doing all that. She's trying to unscrew all the niggas she screwed.
Removing tattoos.
Cut her hair.
It's not possible. So yeah, they seeking redemption.
Yes.
But and the way they'll do that to try to put it out to the world is I am now abstinent. Unless you can unfuck all the dudes you fuck. I'm sorry, ladies, you cannot be
Might as
born
well
again.
keep going.
Hey, Trigger, one last question. Trigger. When they go bald, where you think they body count at? When they do that tennis ball haircut?
I'm gonna need help
with over 9,000.
Nah, that's probably 50. That's 50 mark. That's the last.
Oh, I need help with that one. I don't know.
No, that's the last.
I hate that tennis ball cut.
When they cut their hair, that's definitely a statement of.
I hate that shit.
That's
But see,
that's the last relationship before they go gay.
But see, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all.
You triggered my trap card with that one. Shit.
Mike, let me just say this before I go. I know we kind of laughing a little bit about it, but I'm serious. I don't think a lot of the ladies are going to they think this is just regular male shit.
Did you say
But if any of the women out there actually listening to what we're saying, they're going to benefit from what we're talking about because it only gets them closer to the man they want to understand that we're not making this shit up. And just like, they've been spending decades telling men what we are, we're giving you some freaking game for free of how we think. Whether you give a shit about it or not, this is how we think. And if you want to have any kind of agency with the new man you have or a man you have, you should take nuggets about how men think and do with it what you will, but don't fucking ignore it. Let me just leave it there. I don't mean to curse, but that's it.
That's right. That means that you should lie. That's right.
Hey, Payne, before you go.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I would say one thing before you go to Payne. I would say one thing. So listen, Payne, this is what you ask a woman, right? This is what you ask a woman. You can ask them this right here, right? You can ask them to remember how they felt about the guy after they had the first one and the second one. Remember that feeling and compare that feeling to the guy they just had last night or last week. They'll know that their ability to bond has lessened. They'll realize it if they just think about that. Just the way it felt after you had sex with your first guy and your second guy compared to how it felt after the one last week.
So
that's my answer.
That's facts. And they're going nuts in the chat. Let me get these super chats read. I said I'm going to start reading them more early. Hold on, y'all. Let me get them read. Practitioner says, based on y'all's logic, body count don't matter. What matters is what you can absolutely observe and verify. Your 5 senses versus her words. What do y'all think?
Yeah, that's facts.
I mean, I don't agree with the first statement though. That body count don't matter.
It's partially true.
I mean, Trigger, like Didi said, they gonna lie. So, me honestly, I look at the short haircut, the abstinence talk. That's what I look at.
You have to.
That's my behavior pattern I look at.
Okay.
But the body count don't matter, and I'll tell you why.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me finish the statement because I think it's an incomplete statement because body count does matter, which is why we can observe and verify that a woman with 50 plus bodies does not behave like one with 5 or less.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's what I would say, Trigger. That's what I would say, Trigger. That body count don't matter. The way you are affected by the body count matters.
Okay.
If a woman could get 100 bodies and still maintain that high reception of oxytocin and be able to bond with the guy that she being with,
where's she at?
If that was 101, no. I'm saying, wait. I'm saying if she could, but it'll never happen. Is what I'm saying, right? Okay. It's not the body count; it's what the body count does to them.
That's a good question. Hold on,
body count because
hold on. You right though. You right.
They're saying they mess with your girl. You got 100 other dudes that saying.
But I'm saying,
girl, so it does still matter.
Nah. Well, maybe socially, maybe I could accept that socially, but I think we talking about in a relationship context, though, in a one-on-one relationship context.
If a woman had 100,
not really socially.
It's over.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on, Didi. Didi, what is a realistic number of relationships you think a woman has had between, let's say, middle school, because people freaky early as shit. All right, middle school. Yeah, I was about to say high school. I was like, nah, they was.
Everybody's a freak. Say high school, bro. Come on.
They were getting it popping in middle school. I can't do it. Middle school.
You started dating around 12.
It shouldn't be
middle
more
school
than
at 35. How many relationships? Most women have had
more than one a year.
Oh, relationships?
Yeah, like real substantive relationships.
Real substantial relationships, 1 to 2.
Damn, that's not low.
Because when I'm saying substantial relationships, I'm saying like y'all actually moved in together, and that's a substantial relationship to me.
What about bodies? How many bodies?
That has a lot of different factors of
But I'm
environment.
just saying, just a number. Best guess in general.
Wow.
That's going to vary even with race, because when you look at the factors of
I'm
black
just
young girls,
I'm
let me
just talking
stop.
about women.
Stop.
I'm
Let me
just talking
stop.
about
Let me
women
You
in
make my
guys don't
point.
general.
understand.
Let me make my
Women,
point before.
they live in this thing called plausible deniability. Trust me, bro.
That's
It's
where
not
she
gonna work.
going with it, and I'm just asking her a real question. Didi,
Yep.
I'm asking you a real question. I'm not asking you to pinpoint. I'm not asking you to say that you absolutely accurate. I'm saying even this right here. Give me a range. Give me a range, a low, a low and a high. What do you think if a woman after from middle school to 30 only had 2 real relationships? From middle school to 30, what is an acceptable number of bodies from middle school to 30?
When you're looking at the black community, 60% of young women under the age of 18 can report they have been sexually assaulted or coerced into sexual
I'm
activity.
not talking about sexual
So
assaults or
that being
rapes or none of
said,
that. I'm just talking about
that can
I'm
add
talking
two
about I'm talking
bodies
about
for a
sex.
lot of women.
I don't
But
even
that
count that as
wasn't that's
She
bodies.
what
I
has
don't
a
happened.
even count that
number,
as a
but she's
body.
not finna
She's
tell.
not.
She's
So
not
you
gonna
I
tell
talking
the
don't.
about
number.
middle school, but when you
She's
talking
not
about
gonna.
middle
She's
school,
I
not gonna
do.
middle
She's
hit you,
not
schoolers
finna
bro.
should
tell me to
not be
tell you a
having
number.
sex. But wait a minute. But this the thing,
I'm
middle
talking about
schoolers,
men that
you're
they have
talking about, but
consented to have
you
sex
put
with.
in the
All
range
right,
of middle
one
school.
mic,
Bro,
You
she's
put in
not
the
gonna
range
give
of
you a
middle
number.
school.
one mic.
And if you put in the range of middle schoolers should not be having sex. Most of
Oh
the time when
man.
middle
But they
Didi,
schoolers
but
are
they
having
do.
sex,
But
it's
they
something
do.
wrong.
Didi,
You're not getting the number
when
from her,
they
bro.
when
You
they
must be
do the
getting this from
study and
her.
they say marriageable age women, they say from 15 to 45. This is what the government does. Okay, what I'm saying is that we as a society are sexualized at an earlier age now. So let's just say from let's just say 12th grade. Let's say from 18. Let's say 18, because I
Nah,
know you're
go
uncomfortable
back to
with my.
15. Nah, go back to
No,
15.
because she uncomfortable with
Hell
it.
nah,
Because she
cause
uncomfortable with
she
it.
left eighth
We're
grade
not
to
gonna
go
get
kick it
an
with the
answer,
24-year-old drug dealer.
but
Bro, she's
Nah,
gonna
just
if I
subtract
do
three,
that, we're not
bro.
gonna get an answer. We are not
Okay,
gonna get
well
an answer if we do that though.
just subtract
she's
three from
not
what
gonna
she
give you
give
an
you.
answer.
Just subtract
From
three. I don't care.
18 from 18 to 30,
This
from
nigga said
18 to 30,
18.
right? From 18 to 30, how many consensual partners is reasonable for a woman to have? From 18 to 30, consensual, not counting nothing else. Men that she said yes to.
4.
Oh
So if a
shit.
woman got
Well,
so
then
no
we
no no no
done.
no listen what Didi said. Listen to what she said. What she said was really important. Didi's saying if a woman got more than 4 from 18 to 30, that is unreasonable. I like that number. It's unreasonable. So women, we have a woman on our panel who supports us and says if a woman
Yeah.
has more than 4 from 18 to 30, you are acting unreasonably.
Well,
Yes,
only
That's
facts.
all I
ma'am.
gotta say.
Only facts.
Boom.
This
I
is
like
what-
that. I like
Only
that number.
facts.
I like that. I
Well,
like
only
that.
facts. Only facts. That you talking? You
Yo,
see, that's where
yes sir. Yeah.
it's good that she said a number. Okay, she just threw that out there. If you believe it,
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yeah,
Y'all
The
don't
point
even know
is,
how
wait,
good
wait,
it
wait
was,
a
do
minute,
it?
brother. Let me say what I'm
she
gonna say.
got a number in her head
Let
and
me
she's
just
not
say
gonna
what I'm
tell
gonna
you.
say before y'all go off. You can go off after it. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
listening.
Let me just say, it doesn't matter what the woman says. It's what you can stand.
Mm-hmm.
You're the man. It's what
Yeah.
you can put up with. It's what
No,
we can put up.
she's a
Let
part
me
of the conversation, brother Payne.
Hold
She a
on,
part of the
hold on,
conversation.
let me
hold on.
finish
On the
what I'm
face, she
saying.
already said she
Let,
gonna lie to you about her body count.
let him
Let me
finish.
finish.
Right.
Let him finish.
Wait,
She
let me
did. She
finish.
already said she
You
capping.
see,
Let
She
him
gonna
finish.
cap.
I'm gonna just shut up. I hear where you're coming
We
from.
wasn't
She
talking about her. We wasn't talking about her, Payne.
Hey, only facts. Let me say what I gotta say. You can go off after this. What I'm just trying to say is she threw out a number.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what we're talking about? She threw out a number. You believe that number? I'm
Yeah.
saying it doesn't
Payne.
matter.
Payne.
Let me finish,
Payne,
brother.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a
Let me
question. Let me ask you a
finish.
question.
Let me finish. You can
Go
ask.
ahead, brother.
All I'm saying is, in the end, it only
Mm-hmm.
matters what we think as men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what we can tolerate as men, whether it's her number she gave you, or how a woman moves, or what you think she's really telling you the truth, because that's it. The number is just a number. I don't believe what Dee Dee's number she just threw out there. I don't believe that at all. We don't even need to go down this
Me neither.
path of of trying to discuss that number of 4. If that's what you're comfortable with, great. But that's not the point. The point is, as men, when we find a woman, it's got to be something individually that we can tolerate as men. Period. Everything else is just
nobody's asking us to be comfortable with the number. What she did was she came on the panel to represent the woman's point of view, and what she said was very significant. She said that if a woman has 4 bodies, that's a reasonable body count. Anything more than that, 5 and up, she acting like a hoe. That's what Didi just said.
Yep.
Okay, bro.
Yep. And the reason why.
Okay, but only fake. But listen to what she said. She said high school and middle school don't count, bro. She said high school and middle school don't count. So she already knocking about.
No. She didn't want to talk about high school and middle school. So I got off of that. I got off of that.
And she has plausible deniability in her statement.
Do we not know it? Do we not know as men that girls run to the older dope boys in school? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So her number don't matter.
I never ruled out high school, and I'm well aware that high schoolers are consensually having sex. However, middle schoolers should not be considered in a sexual conversation.
Okay, but they start in middle school, Didi. That's what I'm saying.
If they are starting in middle school, it's a problem. That's usually it's a deeper problem.
Well, either way,
how you gonna tell another woman she got a problem because she want to have sex with an older person?
No middle schooler has.
I feel like
you want to have sex with an older person. Let's not do this.
I agree with her. That is a problem. If a 14-year-old want to have sex with a 30-year-old, that's a problem.
Well,
yeah.
We can't act like that's
let's not even
problem.
touch this conversation.
What world y'all live?
Yeah, I ain't gonna touch this conversation. I'm gonna let it go.
She valid in that one. She valid in that one.
I'm gonna let this one go.
This next one. Hold on. Practitioner, thank you for the $2 super chat again. Says, is one partner a year reasonable? Her next one is 34 minus 18 equals 16 years. I'm just wanting the logic. Is one partner a year reasonable? Let me do two things here. Let me respond to what Payne said a moment ago. Payne said whatever is reasonable for a man, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. My argument is total fairness to the women, because I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of men don't know what they want, and the reason I'm saying this is actually to protect women, not to advocate for men. Naturally, to your core as a man, you prefer chaste women to marry. So if we're talking about marriage, you do have to institute a number for most men to be okay with, because what I've noticed is if a man ever finds out, remember I told you women with high body counts are extremely arrogant, and like EBD said, not only do they wear uniforms, they tell on themselves. We had a whole episode about they tell on themselves.
They can't help it.
The last time I did that, all I did was get the woman talking about her relationships. That's it. So then she started not only talking about relationships, she started talking about situationships. And by that measurement alone, I'm sitting there like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So get them talking, bro. Get them talking. Okay, so what really happens, and this is why I said
I'll be in there counting like my little girl.
Yeah,
1,
this is why I'm
2,
telling y'all,
3.
y'all should be careful with that, because what I don't want to happen is a dude figure out in the marriage that he's no longer okay with her body count. You see what I'm saying? So men prefer chaste women to marry. We call it soul ties. We can call it spiritual connections. Some people call it energy transfer. But a woman got that much energy transferred into her is less likely to stay with you in the long haul, bro.
Man,
women out here cheating like crazy, and most men can tell you, just the same way most married women can tell you they slept with a married man, most regular ass niggas tell you they slept with a married woman. So you got
big facts.
So that's what I got. But thank you for that super chat. So 16 to age 30, 34. Woo!
Trigger, you shouldn't have no more than 10 dicks, bro. Come on, bro. No more, bro. For all the women out there. And that's giving y'all some leeway. So make y'all 10 a good 10. You hear me? After that 9, you need to be trying to get married, baby girl. That's just real talk, bro. Anything over 10, you pussy. I don't care what you're talking about, bro. You
like
pussy.
Payne said, this is good. This is good for all of you young ladies in the chat who have not blown through this number. This is
And I'm a young nigga.
This is for all the ladies in the chat who have not blown through this number. You know what? Let me address this too, because y'all always do this. But Richarda, you give me a syllabalized name so I don't butcher your name.
No, you got it right.
She said white women are promiscuous too. I will go out.
Why they always bring white women in?
They're going to do it, so I'm gonna answer it. White women are more promiscuous, as a matter of fact. They actually start having sex early. But what I've seen with white women more so is that somehow through all of that, they learn to preserve their virtue a little better, because all white women aren't having vaginal sex. Because I've literally been with a white girl to be like, oh, I'm about to bust it down. And she's like, no. I'm about to do this. You ain't getting in there. No. So she's like, but I'm gonna get you there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they down to, not all of them down to do the do. Some of them.
I said that one day, Trigger, and you looked at me like I was crazy.
No, I didn't.
Like I always say, Trigger, you got 2 girls, black and white. They both virgins. Just me talking. The white girl will give you head before she give up her virginity.
Yep.
That black girl will not give you head.
Yep.
And that's a fact. That's just what I think.
And look, you be like, nah, I'm trying to hit the skins. After she done, you like, whoa, I don't even know if I got energy. She learned.
She'll give you her nose and her ear before she give you that.
Yep. So
I agree.
She gonna bust it open on my mama.
They have a variety of things they do. If there are a few of them that want to preserve their chastity, so they got a variety of things they do. I'm sorry, not chat. I guess not. If they out here topping niggas off,
it's called virtue.
They just want to, they just want to save the box. It's a weird ass way of saving your virginity through your vagina, but
that's the secret they didn't tell the sisters. The white girls,
true. Oh damn, our pain.
They shared the feminism, but they didn't tell the black girls. You know what?
They are also the hand job champions in middle school, by the way.
Oh yeah,
hand job.
Our pain on it today, boy.
White girls are the hand job champs.
No, for real.
For real.
Because you ain't learned that in feminism class.
No, we knew about it. We just looked down on them.
They didn't like giving guys hand jobs.
How could you look down on them when the black girls was actually busting it wide open?
But they weren't busting it down early as the white girls, though, Trigger, because the white girls were doing anal back then at like 15. Black women was talking about, I'm waiting to get married. Then you break up with them, then they gonna have sex with somebody at church.
So what I noticed is that the most everybody's trying something in high school, late junior year. Everybody's tried something. The hood black girls are really busting it wide open in middle school. That was my experience. Correct me if I'm wrong. The white girls are trying stuff. They doing all type of stuff, hand jobs, mouth jobs, all that in middle school. The black girls not doing that, and they're not even experimenting with that type of play way until high school. So, it's all a shit show, man. Preserve your chastity. I don't care if no dude out here banging. That's just gonna make them more eager to marry you. So don't think I'm up here trying to cape that women should have sex all early. I'm saying preserve your virtue. Shoot. Yeah. The craziest thing is that the box is your gift. It's the one thing you got, the bargaining chip you got to get what you want. So use it the best way you can.
Like the saddest thing.
So Trick, can I ask you a question?
The saddest thing is how many women want to argue against protecting their virtue. That shit is the saddest thing going.
Bro, that's weird to me, Mark.
They will fight you over that.
So Trigger, can I ask you a question? How the white woman hold her vaginal box, is that virtue to you?
No, listen. The point is, even if
I said Trigger, not pain.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's why I said
no problem, brother.
That's why I said it's just skewed. It's a cheat code. It's backwards. It's not
Yeah,
actually
but I'm just saying, could that be virtue? Like in somebody else's eyes, if it wasn't known to you, if you didn't know that, like,
bruh, in today's times, if a woman's gonna tell you she's actually a vaginal virgin, a dude gonna look like a dude gonna look at her like gold, bro.
Yeah, so that's virtue, right?
Yeah, an untouched womb.
Okay.
An untouched womb, it's not supposed to be, but an untouched womb in today's times, that woman can have any dude she wants. But
But at a certain age, don't y'all be looking at us like we crazy? Because I got a
No,
homegirl that's 34 that's
absolutely
still a
not.
virgin. And like dudes really like give sis a hard time when she expresses this.
What she look like, dude?
Yeah, because the
She's
degeneracy has been
freaking
marketed.
gorgeous.
Probably don't believe her.
Nah. The degeneracy has been marketed to the black people so much that we almost think is normal. It's so bad. And one of the things I wanted to talk about too about the body count thing, a lot of men will give women leeway. One of the I guess the no-go chips. I can't. It's like it's the homie factor. Like you can have 20 bodies, but if a couple people in my inner circle,
I'm sorry, you can't have 20 bodies. But keep going.
but what I'm saying is if I found a woman that was dope, right? She was really dope, and I could possibly get her like 20 bodies, but it could be the same woman. She can have 5 bodies, but if it was like 1 or 2 people in my inner circle, it's a wrap. It doesn't matter how at that point it does not matter how many bodies that she has, and I don't think we talk about that enough right there. I mean, you could have 2, but if one of them is my best friend, I don't know. I can't.
This what I'm saying,
You gonna let that
if
shit
you
ride?
but this what I'm saying. If you giving a 20 bodies, just like you say, just like y'all say, bro, the men
not
that's
marriage.
the men that's hidden are the men that can get girls. So 9 times out of 10, we in proximity of the guys that's hitting the same girls.
Yep.
So if your girl didn't hit 20, you know a nigga that hit her, bro. I'm just talking for myself, bro. I'm just talking for myself. I'm known around the city. I'm known
But that
around
ain't your best friend, though.
It does not matter. It's the nigga that I know.
It does matter if you know a dude distantly versus a dude that you hanging with and kicking it with.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, power up. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, power up. Even if a nigga ain't really kicking with, even if I paid 7th grade ball with this nigga, if I know him, I can't. You disqualified, bro. That's just what it is.
That's still your best friend, ain't a D-Town. Even if you play ball with him in 7th grade.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm good. People know my name, bro. I can't have that people.
Yeah, if your woman is drinking out of a straw,
y'all ain't friends no more. Let's give it up, D-Town.
You don't want to.
I ain't passing the ball to that nigga no more.
But that's
Y'all
different, though. If y'all play ball
all right,
together,
let me get this next question popping. All right,
you know.
Yeah, we got hit that like button, man. This discussion is popping. We are learning some things and giving some education too. So I got a question that kind of everybody can answer. Trey, welcome. We're gonna let you answer this first.
So Trey,
what is considered ran through?
Cook on that, Trey.
What is considered ran through?
You gotta cook on that.
Yep. Bro, she ran through. We be using that all over the YouTube verse. I don't want none of you ran through it. Like I hear it all the time. What is considered ran through?
When I hear ran through, I think personality. I think the way she carries herself. If she's a woman who's bouncing around from she's in one dude's face, 5 minutes later she's in another dude's face. She always in some dude's face. And she's, that's what I think. When I think ran through, I think it's too easy. She's incredibly easy, right? Or she's too forward, she's too aggressive. There's no intrigue about her, there's no mystery about her at all, right? Like it's just easy to get. That's what I think of when I hear ran through. I think the body count thing is a joke. I think it's a YouTube talking point. I think most guys, first of all, don't have the cachet. That most guys are overweight and they don't make over $100,000. They can't even ask those questions because they don't have that luxury. Most guys don't have the luxury of being able to ask those questions about body count because they're not getting that much sex to begin with. So they don't get that luxury. So I think the body count thing is a joke. But if I think
my dog,
if I were to hear somebody is ran through, I'm thinking she letting anybody can hit. She's indiscriminate about her box.
Damn. She let the hood.
Oh,
fly.
let me go. Can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead. It's open.
All right. My bad. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Ran through. It's simple. I said earlier, women wear their body count on their foreheads, and we all know, or all can agree, that the women who are quote unquote ran through, they all act somewhat the same, right? They all have certain habits. They all have certain tendencies, right? We say that with the independent woman, right? She's masculine, and she's argumentative. She ain't trying to follow your lead. It's the same thing with a very promiscuous woman. She has certain traits and habits, meaning she will always have her phone facing down, right? You probably won't hear from her after a certain time of the day, right? She talks a certain way. She dresses a certain way, right? They wear it on their forehead, right? Now, you take a promiscuous woman and then you compare that. Matter of fact, you sit her right next to a woman who was the complete opposite of her, who's not promiscuous. You will instantly see the difference. A woman who walks into a room, any woman, right? A promiscuous woman, a la Sukihana. If Sukihana walks through the room, right, she is going to give off a certain type of energy. Everybody in that room is going to see just off of the vibe that she gives off, how she talks, how she walks, how she dresses herself. You know what I mean?
But that's an image, King.
But this is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying, bro. She walks into the room, you instantly know, oh yeah, she getting down. But if Beyonce walks through the room, no matter what type of man is in that room, he can be a dope boy, a businessman, a Pookie, a Ray Ray, whatever. Beyonce is going to garner the same type of respect, the same type of, upstanding gentleman attention from every different type of man in that room. And it's the same thing for the promiscuous woman. She comes through that room, you already know. And the good part about it is, women know. I think women are socially superior than us. A woman can spot a hoe from a mile away. That's why when they argue, the first thing that they call each other is a hoe. Yep. So I guess maybe I see it differently, but you can tell, which is why I said earlier, you don't have to ask a woman her body count. She has it on her forehead. It's how she acts. It's how she talks. Trigger, if your wife walked into the room, no matter if I'm in there throwing gang signs, no matter if I'm in there talking about I got the sack on me, she's going to command the same respect from all of them. Am I right or wrong?
Yep, you're right.
But if that woman is out there in the streets, if she's out there doing her, right, men are going to speak to you a certain way. They're going to try you. They're going to try to, you know what I mean? Men are going to think that you are somebody to be played with. But no man would ever try that with Michelle Obama. You step in front of Michelle Obama, it's, yes, ma'am. How you doing, ma'am? You step your ass in front of Sukihana, what's up, Shawty? Yeah,
yep.
I see you.
You lucky. The only thing I try to do is kiss you.
What we doing?
I ain't kissing Sukihana, bro. I ain't kissing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why that dude felt so comfortable doing that. Would he have tried to do that to Beyonce? Would
no
he have tried
way.
to do that to Michelle Obama?
Hell no.
Hell no.
He was wrong, but the mentality was in.
And then if he did, they would have made a way bigger issue than that. He would have been in jail.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Oh yeah. You try that on a woman who does not put out that type of energy, dog. Your ass is going to jail. Yep. He lucky that was Sukihana.
Who's next on this,
Get
Mike?
beat up first first because there's gonna be a lot of men that step in.
Anybody can go.
Hey, let me go real quick. Let me go. Go ahead, Austin. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Ashton. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
go ahead, R-Pain. Go ahead.
There's a reason why nobody names their daughters Jezebel anymore. Okay, and so what I'm trying to say is, when we say ran through again. I'm one of these kind of guys. I think about ran through. I think about redemption. I think about women. The only thing I think this panel should do for a lot of women out there is understand that men have standards. Whether you agree with them or not, we have standards. And you can figure out where you fit on that whole damn scale. But I think there's gems from each one of the men telling you that there's shit that we will tolerate and there's some stuff that we won't. And one of the things about men and women is how that woman reflects on you in the presence of your peers, right? Because the one thing that's important to men is how we come off to our peers and our superiors.
And that score can behave herself.
Do you make me look like a man worthy to be in the company of people I admire? Or did half the guys in that room have you drinking out of their straw? Those things make a difference to men. And so whether women want to, try to shame us and use sign language and all that bullshit, they're making a mistake because it's not really that big of a deal. It's not a big request we ask of women to mind their virtue because every man, when we're born, we got to make our lives. We got to earn our keep. And all we ask for women is you got an inherent value, and we just want you to keep some of it for us to marry. And, so I don't think it's that much of an ask. So anyway, let me just land it there, and we could just move on. Just take this panel as some game because we get in these YouTube spaces and we just spitball at each other, and nothing gets solved. But you got a whole panel of men, and we're all different. We don't all agree. But the one thing we agree on is that we want our women to have some modicum of virtue so I can get something better and different than every other man who stuck his Johnson in you. That's it.
Damn. Even when you say it like that, it's just like, I don't want
to. So Trigger Mike, imagine 25, 30 Johnsons in your woman. Come on, bro. Like, get off the gas.
Do you know? I mean, let's think about it, man. Do you know what's really terrible about this? And as a society, we tried to normalize it, but there is like a meme that go around and said with a woman in the couch, and the dude, she's naked and her head is in the couch, and the dude is servicing her from behind, and it says, "Just remember, before you forgive her, she was in this position like this." It slipped out and she put it back in. Look, bruh, that killed my mood every time, bro.
Mike, that's facts, bro.
That shit kills my mood every time. Like, yo, I could never. Like, if there's ever video of your girl doing that, I don't know, bro. I couldn't. We are. They call women territorial. How the hell women could be territorial more than us? It's not in their DNA to be territorial more than us, man. That's wild. But anybody else got anything on this?
Yeah.
To me, a woman that's ran through, like, it's just, I don't ask the whole body count. It's just certain stuff that I pick up on, like what a woman say or what a woman do. They kind of tell her body count. Like, when women ask, when they start asking when the last time you got tested, also you got burnt before. When she cut her hair to that short, also, so you trying to start over. Like, it's just certain stuff like that. That showed me you been ran through, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they try to.
You read the last time.
I was like, Didi gonna come up. That's
interesting.
They try to, but they hide. They try to hide a lot of stuff in plain sight.
We cannot lie.
No, but you didn't. But Didi, did you ask about getting tested before you start having sex, before you lost your virginity? Like, let's be real.
Actually, I did not.
Exactly. So your body count up there by the time you get to asking them type of questions.
there wasn't a question of being tested because I was a virgin.
Man, that it
So
boggles
why
So
would
my
I
you know
mind.
need to
you
get
never
tested?
so you never heard a woman catching herpes her first time, or catching something that's uncurable her first time. Like, let's be real
Well,
about it.
that's you
Women,
saying her catching, but you asked me about did I ever get asked about getting tested before my first time? And no,
no.
because
Women ask about getting tested when their body count get up there or after something happen. Like y'all show women show what they've been through. They say what they've been through. Not directly, indirectly to me. So that's the
well,
stuff
I
that I
could I
catch
could
on.
understand why you would think that there are certain signs, but in regards to asking about your sexual health and your habits, that is also kind of gauging to see how ran through are you when we ask that sometimes. And we want to know how responsible are you, because there are a lot of men who are womanizers and they're having unprotected sex, and then black women are at the leading demographic of the those who are catching HIV. So it is a conversation that we should have. And
Yeah,
I don't think
I
that you should
agree.
think a woman is a whore for asking that, or she's
Well, I
producing.
agree, but I think it's also cap because women ain't asking. If all women are
Yeah,
smashing
or
the
asking
same
to put on
dude
a condom.
Only the
and getting
hoes is
pregnant,
asking.
I was gonna say if women are smashing the same dudes, getting pregnant by said dudes, they're not having that discussion.
Yeah, but
They're not having that
give
discussion.
her the benefit of the doubt, because women definitely, if they think they have with a promiscuous man, that's the question you should ask, but for different reasons, because men are just too many men on the down low, and women are in danger of a man
Woo.
like it in the butt and all that kind of stuff, spreading HIV to them. So that's a fair question a woman should ask a man, no matter what,
Well,
if he's
Yeah,
approved out there. So I
But
agree with
our
you.
well,
pain,
There's no doubt.
she didn't ask
so
about down low
I
or your
But that's
sexual
why they
history.
so
speak.
so hold on, hold on, hold
She
on,
said
hold on, hold
she
on.
has an HIV.
That-
Okay.
hold on. I was gonna say I have a few cousins that are doctors, and we just talked about this literally the other day. I said that it's so because so many men are down low. My cousin was like, oh no, he's like there are studies being done now, but what it is because what they can't account for is how black women make up 57%, but black men don't make up that much. So you see
Okay.
what I'm saying? Because it's not
Exactly.
so
Yeah,
there's
because they
so
have more.
one
The
of
guys have
yeah
more than one girl.
one of the reasons is because yes, there are some down low men, but women also like to sleep. Black women love to sleep with dudes that have been to jail before. Like they have a thing for those thug type, hood type dudes that have been through. And if you ask some guys that who've been in jail for many years, they've had sex with a man before in there, and that it's that population
Yep.
also doing. I was like, damn.
I agree with you. A lot of us are very, very overly understanding and will flock at these type of men. So I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, so these are the big 50 Cent looking small tank top wearing ass dudes.
But you know what she did? You know the funny part about it is she just made that number sound so big. Where I mean, how many black men are in prison, and what are the percentage of them that are of this? Like
Right.
you act like this is like a sweep, like a broad sweeping thing of men. Come on, that's a very small percentage of men.
Right.
You know, there's probably
but
less
also
than
that small
one.
percentage is messing
But
with the
most women
same
like
bunch of
jailbirds,
women.
so you
But
can't say it's a small
No,
percentage
but
of
that
men.
small
but
percentage is messing
there's
with a
20
lot of
million
women.
black men. There's 20 million black men in America.
And women don't want all
How many?
20 million black
But
men. They
how
want
many?
jailbirds. They want
But
doughboys. They
but how
But
many?
they
yo,
want the
but
alpha
what
male.
you're
Like
saying,
they got a
the numbers
percentage.
is not
How
adding up.
many?
The numbers don't add up. That's what he's saying.
How many black men are in jail in the 20 million?
Right. That's what he asked. That's what he's saying, bro.
Well, we're
And
not
of that
No,
limited
percent,
but
to
what we're
them.
saying is they're messing with the same dudes.
We
Like
already
it's
know
one
this,
it's a
guy
very
Tyrell.
hitting
small
10, 15
percentage.
different women.
Right.
It's a very small percentage. It's not a
But
Right.
it's
broad
a
sweeping.
very loud small percentage. That one dude, if he
Yeah,
got
but
something and
I
he
mean,
messing
this
with
is
20 girls, all 20 of them
I
got
will
it now.
say this though, because even when I tried to qualify it earlier to say it scared me how many dudes of the same caliber that the girl like the girls were looking at. We all had the same girls number. We all you were going after the same women because those women were showing a certain group of dudes that are more popular. They dress a certain way. Only those dudes get attention. And I personally believe in this demographic of people, that's where that happens the most.
Right.
He has to have a certain car. He got to have his hair cut a certain type of way. He got to have dread. They are extremely selective to dudes with to that type of guy. Whereas a white dude can get a baddie driving a Honda Civic.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because
with a pocket watch on.
Exactly. She just like him. His watch is from Walmart. You know, so it makes a lot of sense in the black community because it's represented on multiple levels of how vain we are and superficial we are as a society. But damn, somebody asking me to drop the link. I literally gotta head out and go get my children. But let me see if another super chat came through. Bob says, oh no, you didn't, Bob. Bob says date white women. Anybody got anything on that?
And B with the most ran through that y'all just said earlier, but okay.
Trigger, I dip off so you can let somebody else get on.
No, I'm about to end the show, bro. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Who's on right now? Let me show some love. If y'all looking for something else to stream at the moment, my man Fatty should be on with Diesel TV. Y'all go over there, show him some love. This has been a dope conversation, man. This might need a part 2. It'll be part 3, but I appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate y'all for everything y'all do. Thank you for rocking with me this long. 30% off along with a free gift. Go ahead and get that Tees pack. Y'all were dope today, man. A lot of interesting information. I personally think nobody answered the question or tried to evade the question of how many is too many or how high is too high. But ladies, the number is low. Men will be out here smashing, but they want chaste women. All right, I got to get out of here. Holla at y'all later. I'm out.